showers, clean clothes, and an invitation to our life-transforming programs. With your support, lives are being saved and dignity is being restored. If you want to help, or if you know someone who needs help, go to grmtucson.com.
KCUB Tucson, a Cumulus media station. For the best coverage of Southern Arizona sports, keep it tuned to Wildcats Radio, 1290.
DK on the Sports Tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
And a great Tuesday afternoon to you. So glad you could be with us here on a sunny day. When is it not sunny? In Southern Arizona. It's hot too. Temperatures starting to go back up. Seemed like we were on kind of a downtrend there for a moment. But it was hot out there again today at practice. Practice number 15. We got a little bit off a day because of the rain. So essentially it was actually practice 16. They didn't completely cancel practice 15 on Saturday. They just didn't open it up to us like they normally would. They did go through a walkthrough, is my understanding. So technically this was practice number 16 of fall camp and the beginning of the final phase. So today, tomorrow, and then Thursday night will be the final open practice of fall camp, and that one will be at the stadium. In fact, I think they may be going – no, I think they moved – they were initially, I think, going Wednesday and Thursday at the stadium, but I think they're going back to Wednesday morning tomorrow. We'll hear from the coordinators tomorrow. Danny Gonzalez on the defensive side. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be there for that because I will be up in Phoenix to see my tribe take on the Diamondbacks tomorrow, so I'm going to miss that availability. I'm really looking forward, though, to hearing what Danny Gonzalez has to say about the performance of his defense in this camp, which to me has been, if there's a story of this camp, it has been the defense's domination of the offense in this camp. So I'm really interested to hear from the two coordinators about how they've seen this camp and how they've felt about their units in this camp. And then Thursday, after the Thursday practice, we'll be back for that Thursday night. We'll hear from the head coach, Brent Brennan, and then the quarterback, Noah Fifita, will speak for the second time of fall camp. Today was very interesting. At practice. So we go out to practice and we're watching and I'm seeing a lot of things that I liked today in camp. I saw some things that I had not seen as much so far that I would like to see from this quarterback, and particularly Noah Fifita. He was getting rid of the ball quicker. And I've said before, that's to me what I want to see. I want to see Noah Fifita making quick decisions. And I saw that today. I saw him making some quick decisions, quick release slants, quick release outs and that kind of thing. That's what I like. He hit this long pass to Javen Watley for a touchdown early in the first 11 on 11. And I'm saying, man, all right. Oh, Noah, this is good. This is a big practice. And then I looked to see, and I'm like, man, they threw that bomb to Watley. Watley had that guy beat by about 5-6 steps, and so I'm wondering, well, who did he beat? Who did he beat on that throw? And he beat Aiden Miller. And I said to myself, Aiden Miller. That name does not sound familiar to me, Aiden Miller. So I pull out my roster, and I'm saying 38. I know most of the top, numbers in terms of, the guys that are playing. I was like, I don't know 38. That number is not familiar to me. Well, and then I said, wow, Aiden Miller's with the first team defense now. And so they go back to the line of scrimmage, and I started looking out there, and there's a boatload of guys out there that I'm like, wait a minute. This is not the first team defense that they're going up against right now. It was the second team defense that they were going up against. So for the majority of this camp, it had been the ones against the ones, the twos against the twos, and then the threes against the threes, for lack of a better way, the terminology of how they break that down. Sometimes the twos and the threes are intermixed with different guys and that kind of thing, but that's the way it had rolled. Well, today, it was actually not that. It was the ones versus the twos in both instances. So you had the number one offense going against the number two defense, and you had the number two defense going against the number one offense, and vice versa. So that's what we had today. So I was like, starting to get excited about what I was seeing from the offense, and then I realized they weren't actually playing against the first team defense, which has been making their life miserable during this camp. That does not, though, take away from the fact that, again, Noah was still making quick decisions, whether it was against the second team defense or the first team defense. I want to see him making quick decisions, getting that ball, getting it out of his hands, finding his receivers, and I saw more of that today at practice. So I'm encouraged by that right there. I'm encouraged by the fact that I saw him making quicker decisions. And it was actually kind of funny because now Braden Locke got a chance to go up against the first team defense. And one of the notes I wrote down, 3 straight passes against the ones offense or the ones defense, Locke could not get a pass off. So once again, the first team defense doing what they do in this camp, not mattering who the quarterback is they're facing, whether it was Noah Fifita or Braden Locke, they continued to make the offense's life miserable as they have done all camp long. So there you go. That was today's practice number 15 of fall camp. So I will not see tomorrow's practice, but I will hopefully get a chance to see the final open practice of camp on Thursday night at the stadium under the lights. There'll be a mock game for the Wildcats on Saturday at the stadium, but that will be completely private to just themselves. 520-848-1290, 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. You can call us at that number. You can text us at that number. Speaking of football, we have got the internet. I keep wanting to say international. It's actually indoor. The Indoor Football League National Championship game is this weekend, and it is here in Tucson, Arizona, at the arena. That is coming up Saturday night. This big party they're going to have out on the plaza, 415 tailgate, and all of that coming up. We're going to talk some Indoor Football League Championship game tonight. It is the Vegas Golden Knights from the Western Conference against the Green Bay Blizzards of the Eastern Conference, and Quentin Randolph, one of the players from the Vegas Nighthawks. I keep wanting to call them the Vegas Golden Knights. Everything is Knights in Vegas. I wonder if there's a theme there. The hockey team is called the Golden Knights. The Indoor Football League team is called the Nighthawks. I wonder if there's a theme there. Or Knights. I've been to Vegas a lot of times. I know they've got Caesar's Palace and all that, but I don't know if Knights.
I don't know.
There
was the Excalibur. There was the Excalibur,
true,
but I don't know if that's still around anymore. They've done a lot of renaming and reshaping of the Strip in regards to the casinos that I remember of growing up.
It's actually because Bill Foley was a West Point guy.
Bill Foley.
Yeah, he's the owner of the Vegas Golden Knights. And he named them the Golden Knights because the Black Knights is what the West Point Military Academy are called. So he wanted to reflect his past. So that was where
the Nighthawks too?
From.
Do we know that? Is he the owner of the
Is
indoor
it
team?
KN or is it NIGHT?
It's KN, yeah.
I don't know. I don't know the answer to that. I just know that the Knights for the Golden Knights was because of their owner.
All right. Well,
not because of Vegas itself.
All right. Very interesting. Very interesting. So Quentin Randolph, he's a wide receiver for the Vegas Golden Knights, but he gets his passes thrown to him by a guy by the name of Jaden Delore. So we will talk to him about that. Jaden Delore, of course, played some football here at the University of Arizona for a season plus 2 seasons, in fact, and 1 complete season as the starter. We'll get his thoughts on, my phone keeps going off here. It's fantasy
Popular
football.
guy.
Fantasy football.
Yeah, it's your
time, I
auto
think.
draw for the
Yeah,
fantasy
yeah.
football league.
The guys in my fantasy league who have conversations about everything that have to do with football.
How clever is your name? That's the big one.
Yes, that's always the name.
What is the name? What is my team? I am the Guardians of the Tribe in my baseball league. Oh, I'm Arizona Kelly. That's my Arizona Kelly because I'm in it with my two little brothers.
We got to workshop
So
that.
I'm
Yeah, we gotta make
Arizona
a-
Kelly, and my logo is Block A. So there you go. It's nothing fancy for me, nothing crazy. Whatever works is how that kind of goes.
See, there's cousin Merrill, so we got brother Kelly. Maybe.
Cousin Merrill. Yeah, there you go.
And by the way, they are owned by Bill Foley. I went ahead and I did a quick
The
check. The
Nighthawks?
Nighthawks are in fact owned by Mr. Bill Foley.
Oh,
there you
so
go.
he owns both teams.
Yep.
There you go. So it's all about the Knights. It's all about the Army. Is it Black Knights? Is that what they
Yeah,
go by?
West Point.
West
Yeah,
Point.
West Point.
West Point. Okay. All right. Well, there we go. We learned something new today. Nothing wrong when you learn something new, for sure. All right. 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. You can call us at that number. You can text us at that number. So we'll chat with Quentin Randolph. Ken Hockamy is also going to join us on the show. He's the athletics director over at Pima College. We'll start our coverage of the Pima Athletics as they are into their fall campaigns. And we've actually got a schedule here as they've got things happening this
How many
week.
home games does Pima play?
That's a good call. We might have to do a question of the day on that, huh? I don't know. They have at least 2 games at home this week. So they've got a scrimmage tonight. The men's soccer team, Dave Cosgrove's crew will be on the pitch up at the Aztec Field at 7 against Coronado.
I bet if you ask Mr. Hockamy that question, he'll have an answer for you.
We'll ask him. We'll ask him for sure. I'm sure he might have that answer since he's got to make sure that all of those events are staffed. So he probably does know the answer. The women's soccer team will be on the pitch on Saturday night for a scrimmage as well against Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University. That will be on Saturday at 5:45. And then the volleyball team will actually open up their season this week as they normally do over in Roswell, New Mexico, where they'll play in the New Mexico Military Institute Classic. They play over there every year. They'll have 2 games on Friday, 2 matches on Saturday. So 4 matches to start the season for the volleyball team. And then I think the men actually have their first regular season game on Saturday. That is on the road at Eastern Arizona. So things getting going. The volleyball team actually has a scrimmage tonight. They are on the road, though, up at Ottawa University. So lots of stuff happening up at Pima. And Ken Hockamy will start to get us engaged on all of that. Also, we've got the Mercury in action tonight on the road at Golden State. Of course, we talked about this yesterday in our BetMGM Network top plays, how we bet Friday night that Alyssa Thomas would have a triple-double in the game against Las Vegas, and she did not, and they lost. But failed to mention that she came back on Sunday in the win in Seattle and had another triple-double that day. So we might have to decide if we want to lay that number tonight on Alyssa Thomas getting a triple-double tonight on the road at Golden State.
Just to put things in proper perspective, there have been 10 triple-doubles in the league this year. Alyssa Thomas has 5 of them.
Yeah. She's half of them.
5 individuals have 1 each. Alyssa Thomas has 5 for a 10 total for the entire WNBA this season.
And but she's still a little bit short of averaging a triple-double. She comes into tonight averaging 16 points, 9 rebounds, and 9 assists. So maybe, just maybe, she might. That would be cool, though, if she averaged a triple-double. That is not an easy thing to do.
No.
Just don't expect her to tell you how great she is when she does it. Because, that's my favorite thing about Alyssa Thomas. Whenever she's asked about, does it impress you after your 5th triple-double this year? She's like, I'm not focused on that. I'm just focused on winning. Every single time, it's all about team.
They are 6.5-point favorite tonight of the Mercury on the road at the Valkyries. The Valkyries are 18-16, but they're pretty good for a expansion franchise. So
they
that's
had
a scary
stretch,
little number there. At
they had a stretch right after the All-Star game where I think they lost 5 in a row or something like that. But Other than that, they've been really good this year, yeah.
So we'll dive into that as well. Your Diamondbacks download. My team got the win last night. The Tribe 3-1 behind Gavin Williams. My wife will be at the game tonight. We'll both be there tomorrow. So we'll update. Well, we didn't really get into the whole Ketel Marte controversy yesterday, but we'll dive into that today because the team was back home and everybody spoke on it yesterday. You'll hear from Ketel Marte, what he had to say through his interpreter about missing that first series after the All-Star game. On the same weekend, he found out that his home in Scottsdale had been burglarized, and there was inklings in an article that Nick Percaro put out last week. We've had him on the show. Nick put out an article that said that there are those inside the organization that weren't happy with the fact that Ketel Marte missed that series, felt that he wasn't up front with the organization about being away from the team, and there's those that feel like he takes too many days off during the regular season. And so there's a brewing, again, the guy's the best player. He's the best player out there.
Best second baseman in baseball.
Yeah, best player, one of the best second. Yeah, you can say that. I'm sure there are people that would argue that. But as good a second baseman in Major League Baseball as there is, but is he a prima donna? That's the question that a lot of people have been asking about Ketel Marte the last week or so.
You know who's a prima donna is a guy who flips his bat after getting a walk.
Oh, Mr. Robles. Oh, Mr. Robles. I missed you.
Well, there you go. That's what those Pirates do, don't they? They just flip their bats. Was that Tommy Pham that did that?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
Pham. He had some things to say. We'll have to play that stuff for you as well. He had some things to say. I totally forgot about that after that incident last night as well. We'll get into all that. It's DK on the Sports Tip. This is Wildcats Radio 1290. Cricket is getting you home every 20 minutes on the fives with your traffic and your weather.
From the Auto Nation Honda and BMW of Tucson Traffic Center, this is Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic and weather together. Collisions that are reported Tucson Boulevard, south of Fort Lowell, Shannon, and Lambert Lane, River Road and Swan. From earlier, Ina and Old Father, and also Campbell and Prince. Some slowing on southbound Swan approaching Grant, backups at Grant Road and Alvernon Way. 15% chance of showers today into the evening, 82 the low, 103 tomorrow with a 25% chance of rain. 103 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic and weather together.
This report is sponsored by the International Hot Rod Association.
The International Hot Rod Association and Durana Hybrid, where horsepower meets hard work, reigniting the spirit of racing and the power of skilled trades, mentorship, education, legacy, fuels the future on the track and in the trades. Get your tickets now at IHRA.com.
The jungle has moved afternoon, so grab your best Tucson tuxedo and join us on the Jim Rome Show weekdays from noon till 3 p.m. right here on the flagship home of your Arizona Wildcats, Wildcats Radio 1290.
Wow, this is bad.
Oh, no. How bad? When will my AC be fixed?
You know, I don't know. It's your flux capacitor. They don't make them anymore. Special order. Couple grand easy.
Oh, my God. What?
Don't get air-conned into paying for shoddy service and stuff you don't need. Put Goodfellas on the job. Goodfellas AC will repair or install your AC the right way the first time. You'll know up front exactly what it'll cost and how long it'll take. No surprises and free second opinions. Good service, good prices, Goodfellas.
Get your backyard summer ready with a custom pool from First Choice Pools. A backyard oasis built around you. First Choice is a full-service builder of beautiful in-ground pools and backyard designs for years of staycations. If you want to dive in this summer, now is the time to visit TucsonPoolBuilder.com. First Choice Pools for installs, renovation, remodeling, and repair. Get started today at TucsonPoolBuilder.com. Ask about our 60-day pool. To be summer ready, First Choice is the only choice.
Let's bring the nail gun over here.
Jose stands tall atop his sustainable flooring company.
Totally. It's renewable and moisture resistant, but we have several green options too. Or we got some beautiful reclaimed oak.
But floored by his success, he needs to hire more installers.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. When you sponsor a job on Indeed, it's easier for talented candidates to find it, which makes it easier for you to hire them. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Summer's wrapping up, and life is picking back up.
Early mornings, long days, and a to-do list that doesn't quit. And neither should you. Who has time to slow down due to body pain? That's why there's Aleve to keep you going. With just one pill, Aleve delivers longer-lasting body pain relief per dose compared to other leading OTC-branded pain relievers. Aleve helps you keep moving from sunup to sundown with up to 12 hours of pain relief per dose, so you can keep moving and be ready for whatever's next. Use as directed.
JT Auto, where their customers are family. Stop by their newest East Side location, conveniently located at 6947 East 22nd, just west of Cole. Open Monday through Friday. JT Auto is a full-service auto shop with satisfaction guarantee, offering you the best in tires and wheels, auto repair, oil changes, computer diagnostics, suspension and brake service, and heating and AC. Bring your car to JT Auto, where their customers are family. 372-7704. That's 372-7704. Or JTAutoAZ.com.
Essential Pest Control leaves bugs belly up with science.
You mean they don't use yesterday's newspaper?
No, they use the latest in technology and innovation to eliminate bugs, bees, termites, weeds, and more.
So no as seen on TV salt guns?
Nope, only solutions that target insect biology, using chemistry to help protect the environment, people, and their pets.
You are so smart.
Essential Pest Control leaves bugs belly up. Call 886-3029 or visit essentialpest.com.
Get ready, Tucson. The Indoor Football League National Championship isn't just a game. It's an all-day celebration. It's all happening Saturday, August 23rd at the Tucson Convention Center for the ultimate football showdown. The Vegas Nighthawks versus the Green Bay Blizzard. Kickoff at 7:30. The party starts early with their free championship tailgate from 4:15 to 6:15 p.m. Enjoy live mariachi performances, mascot appearances, and more.
Details at WildcatsRadio1290.com. We bring you all the news and stories of your Arizona Wildcats. Be sure to follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Wildcats Radio 1290 for the latest highlights and commentary. Your home for U of A athletics, Wildcats Radio 1290. DK on the sports tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
It was a wild one last night in Pittsburgh between the Pirates and the Blue Jays.
Oh, and it gets away. It goes into the Pirates' dugout, and that's how the Pirates will take the lead. A wild pitch gives the Pirates a 3-2 lead in the seventh. Canario runs. Throw down. That goes into center field. Heineman threw the ball to center. No, Varsho loses the ball, and Canario will get to third. Somewhere faintly in the distance, the calliope is heard.
Holy smokes! Joe Block with bringing the calliope into the baseball broadcast. That might be the only way that the Pirates can win a game is by the Blue Jays throwing the ball all over the ballpark. But yeah, so we had two bets on this game last night. We had the Blue Jays and the Pirates over 3.5 runs in the first 5 innings. That was a plus bet we had there. Now you'll remember yesterday, 88% of the folks at BetMGM Network were taking the under on that, the under 3.5. So BetMGM Network said take the over. Well, finally, we got one right on that. The game was tied 2-2. So that's 4 runs. So we got the over through the first 5 innings of last night's game. Unfortunately, we had the Blue Jays on the money line beating the Pirates, and that did not happen because they threw the ball all over the ballpark at PNC last night, and the Pirates win it by a score of 5-2. So 1 win, 1 loss. We did have plus money on the win, so we did win about $1.90.
Do I have to be the one to point out that Paul Skeens went 6 innings, gave up 2 runs, his ERA went up, and he got a no decision. Yeah. So the worst case scenario, his ERA went up to 2.16 after giving up 2 runs through 6, but he obviously didn't go long enough. Gets the no decision after Sisk came in, pitched 1, and got the win.
Yep. No, this is the ultimate epitome of the Pirates and their ability to win games when Paul Skeens' day is either immense disappointment or the most bizarre circumstances you've ever seen on a baseball field to end up coming away with a victory. And then on top of it, you almost got a little bit of a brawl on the field, which that was kind of nice to see. You have a little bit of emotion.
That was a lot of posturing.
Oh, yeah.
They kind of just walked out there because they were supposed to.
Yeah, no, it's always with baseball, it's usually a lot of posturing, or you get the random one with Yasiel Puig just deciding, you know what, I'm going to take on 50 people.
Not all mound charges are created equal. So if you throw 103 behind a power hitter's head, those benches clear, and that's serious. But when you flip your bat after getting four balls, less so.
Yeah.
Apparently, Tommy Pham was unhappy with the catcher who had apparently maybe been trying to steal strikes and that kind of thing, and had been maybe complaining a bit about a pitch or two.
If you watch the replay, it's pretty clear.
What got him a little bit under his skin there.
It's pretty clear. After the ump tells him to go to first, he flips his back, and then he takes 2 steps, and then he turns 180 and looks directly at the catcher. So clearly something was said.
Oh, yeah.
That's what kicked it all off for sure.
All right, so we've actually got one of our bets tonight is, in fact, once again, the Blue Jays and the Pirates. Maybe they seem to like this series anyway. We've got the Blue Jays tonight on the money line over the Pirates at they're a heavy favorite in this game, which gets underway here shortly. That's why we're doing our segment earlier tonight than normal. This is a 3:40 first pitch coming up in Pittsburgh tonight between the Blue Jays and the Pirates. And one of the reasons they are such a heavy favorite is because they've got a guy named Max Scherzer on the mound tonight. 3-2 for the Blue Jays, a 3.83 earned run average. So right now this game is coming in at -155. So our $12.90 bet to take the Blue Jays on the money line tonight over the Pirates will win us back $8.32. That is one bet we have tonight. We have another bet on the baseball side. Let's find out what that is, courtesy of our friends at BetMGM Network.
I'm Michael Jenkins, here to help you beat the books with the BetMGM Network. We're taking the Blue Jays on the money line tonight against the Pirates. Max Scherzer is on the mound for Toronto, and he's allowed only 4 runs over his last 3 appearances. Meanwhile, Mitch Keller is on the mound for Pittsburgh, and he will likely struggle against this Jays offense, which is 7th in slugging and 4th in OPS against right-handed pitchers. Take the Blue Jays on the money line. I'm Michael Jenkins from the BetMGM Network. Bet smarter and beat the books, and download the BetMGM app today. Please gamble responsibly.
All right, so our other game, which is getting underway here in about 19 minutes or so, is the Mariners and the Phillies. And the play in this game is to take the over 8 runs, Mariners-Phillies. Right now, that's at -120 at BetMGM. So we will get $10.75 back on our $12.90 bet there to take the Mariners and the Phillies.
The teams combined for 21 runs last night.
Yeah. Did you see that fancy steak sandwich they were eating at the game last night?
Did not know.
No, John Kruk was in love with it. In fact, I think he made a statement to something, if I ever decide to become a vegan, punch me in the face. It had like fancy.
That sounds like Kruk.
It had like fancy onions on it and everything. It was not like Pat's or Geno's or something I would get from the neighborhood in Philly. Like this was like gourmet steak sandwich thing going on last night at Citizens Bank Ballpark in Philadelphia. All right, so those are our 2 bets for tonight. We've got Mariners, Phillies over 8, and Blue Jays over the Pirates on the money line. Cast those bets right now. Head on over to Casino del Sol, our new betting sponsor here locally. Head on over to Casino del Sol. Unfortunately, you cannot bet online at Casino del Sol. Maybe we will be able to get the folks over there to get us an online abilities. But for now, you have to go inside the book at Sol Sports and place your bet there if you would like to do so.
So the Mariners are without Victor Robles, right?
Yep.
So he got suspended about an hour ago for throwing his bat at a pitcher.
Oh, yeah. Speaking of bat tossing.
10 games.
Yeah. There you go.
I'm surprised it is only 10 games because that was a very violent toss at the mound.
With intent, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Very much with intent.
Okay, so the question is here as we go back, we were talking about Alyssa Thomas in the first segment. Do we want to take Alyssa Thomas tonight? Because we took her on Friday night to get a triple-double, and she didn't. And then she came back and got a triple-double on Sunday. Do we want to take Alyssa Thomas to get a triple-double tonight? We're not going to take both because we did the line and the triple-double. So either or. I don't know that I like Mercury -6.5 in this game. That seems a little bit high to me. But do we want to take the line in this game, or do we want to take Alyssa Thomas to get a triple-double today?
I think, honestly, betting that a triple-double will happen is such a long shot. You know what I mean? Like, that's more like a long odds bet, like Pacers to win the NBA championship last year. Like, that's something that, although she did it 3 times in a row, even, like, the 4th time in a row is astronomical odds. So...
Let's see. I don't even know. Do we have that on here? Points, rebounds. I'm trying to see if we even have triple double on this. We did on the other site when we were looking, so I'm not sure if we have that on here. I probably should have looked that up beforehand here. I got double double, but I don't have the ability to play triple double. It looks so. I think I'm going to take Valkyries in the 6.5 points tonight.
It's in Northern California.
It is in
right?
Northern California.
Yeah.
I'm not comfortable with the Mercury. Giving the Mercury 6.5.
They've been really
tonight.
up and down lately.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Very up and down. So we'll throw that in there as well. We're going to take the Valkyries plus these 6.5 points tonight. If I can find the triple-double prop for Alyssa Thomas, we'll let you know that later on. All right. I also promised that this week we were going to start going through some of our futures for the National Football League. So I do want to start to get, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through these or some of these, and we'll just decide if it's something that we want to bet. Okay, some of these are going to be like how many team wins and that kind of thing. So we'll do 5 today. We'll try to do maybe 5 of these a day. All right, let's start with the New York Jets. BetMGM Network says the Jets under 6.5 wins. Will the Jets win 7 or more games this year? Dragon Ball David Amata.
I don't like that bet for the sheer fact that they're in the division that they're in. Again, I think the Patriots are going to have a bit of a surprise season. I think the Jets probably end up either 3rd or worse in the East, particularly because they are not in a good spot outside of the conference here. So they're going to take on the NFC South, which I think is going to be a lot better than people assume it's going to be. I think at most you get 6, and that's being generous.
So then you'll take that. Jets under 6.5.
I'll take under 6.5. I'll give them 6 wins. I don't know if I give them more than that.
Any thoughts on that, J-Dub? Jets under 6.5?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think that they're going to be too much more improved from last year's. Looking at their schedule, like Dragon Ball said, I'm seeing Bills a lot on their schedule. So,
well, you can't see them more than twice, I don't think, right?
Well,
you can't see them more than twice. Yeah, but twice is enough for a team that has AFC Championship pedigree. Not to mention, you're also going up against a very, very good AFC North up and down the year. So you have the Bengals, the Browns, the Ravens, and the Steelers. And the Steelers is going to be their opening game, so it's going to be the Aaron Rodgers revenge game, depending on how that goes. It could be Aaron Rodgers revenge or Justin Fields revenge, depending on how that ends up being. I just think that maybe 6 is being a bit generous with this squad. They still got a lot of things I think they need to work on, considering they're basically rebuilding from a failed all-in push.
All right, so we will. I feel good about that too. So I think we will take that. We'll take the Jets under 6.5. I didn't have odds on that, but we'll take that. The Jets under 6.5. Now this one is going to be tricky because we have a lot of different thoughts on this one, and that's the Patriots. The Patriots win-loss total this year. Let me see. I got to see exactly what it is right now. We had it earlier in the season at 6.5. But I think it's now up to 7. So Patriots over 7.5 wins.
Oh, over 7.5? No.
Or last year, like 4-12.
Yeah, they were a team that was in contention for a top 10 finish in the draft last season. I definitely don't see it. This was a team that won the opening game against the Bengals, and they all thought that this was going to be the Gerard Mayo was going to do the next coming of Bill Belichick. And then they went almost 2 months before they got their next win after that. So no, 7.5 is being overtly generous. I know that there's a lot of upside to Drake May, but he's still maybe the second best QB in his draft class to that guy Jaden Daniels in Washington. So I'd say 7.5. No, you got to go under 7.5 there. I'd say maybe 5.
Ooh,
maybe
okay.
5, maybe 4 wins.
So that's a plus bet right now because the Patriots under 7.5 wins is plus 155. All right.
The real question is how long does it take before Stephon Diggs decides to have a fit over not getting the ball enough? That's going to be my prop bet for the season.
Yes. All right. So we'll go. You think under 7.5? That sounds good to you, J-Dub? Under 7.5?
Yeah, I don't think they're that much improved.
Okay.
It's so weird. My prop bet is, when do they win the division again? Because didn't they win like 18 consecutive divisions?
AFC East.
You lose the best coach in the game and best quarterback in the generation. And I don't know how long. It's going to be a minute until they can get that thing back turned around.
It's really going to fall on how long it takes for the Bills to kind of come back down to earth. Because I like Tua Tagovailoa. Don't get me wrong. But I just can't trust what the Dolphins are doing, particularly because they really have a small window to be a contender right now, particularly because Tyreek says he's going to stick to his guns. He will retire after his contract with the Dolphins is finished. So when you take away that option in their offense, how good is Tua really? It's going to be really brought into question here once he gets to that next part of his career, when they have to make some decisions about a next contract.
And they also built their entire roster on speed, right?
Yeah.
So it's like when those guys get a little banged up and can't quite get the wheels out there and get those deep passes, then they struggle. They did that in the first 6 weeks last year and then tailored off after that.
And not to mention their defense is very, very thin on the defensive side for Miami. So I think that once you get Miami just going to have the end of that window come up, it's going to fall down to when does Josh Allen and the Bills finally start to slow down. And then that'll be the window for the Patriots to potentially be in the conversation for AFC East titles.
Well,
again.
What does he weigh? How much does that dude weigh? Slow down.
Way more than he should as a quarterback.
A lot of impact on those knees. That's all I'm saying.
All right, let's do these. Will be just quick. We like it or we don't like it. Bengals over 9.5 wins.
9.5 wins. Yeah, I could see them getting 10.
Yeah?
I think 10 is an easy one, depending if they get Trey Henderson back. If they don't, that's way under. I'd say maybe 7 wins.
Yeah, I like that one there. Raiders over 6.5 wins. I like that one too. I think the Raiders can.
Raiders over 6.5.
They were close last year.
They were pretty close. I think that with Pete Carroll and Geno Smith, you're going to see a bit of a return to some old glory, but not newfangled
How
glory.
many Olympians are on their roster?
More than a few. They are surprisingly going back to the old Al Davis way of thinking of just get all the fastest guys.
You're in the 4x100 gold medal team. You're on the team. You're returning kicks now.
Yep, you're returning kicks. You're run and go routes. Gino, just gun it. Somebody's going to be down there.
Chiefs under 11.5 wins.
Chiefs under 11.5, unless there's some more just newfangled black magic
against that dude.
Until
he retires.
I'll go with 12 wins for the Chiefs for the sheer fact of just pure black magic alone.
Yeah, right. Well, you say that 7 or 8 of their wins last year were in the final possession.
Final possession or single drive results. I mean, it was a close.
That's
season
what they
for them.
do.
Yeah, it's just what they do. They find ways to win.
All right, that's the one we won't take then. We will not take Chiefs under 11.5 wins. All right, DK on the Sports Tip, 520-848-1290. Love to hear your thoughts on what you think in terms of any of those bet plays that we are going to try and make futures, for lack of a better term. We're going to talk some indoor football league when we come back. We will chat with a young man from the Vegas Nighthawks. Quentin Randolph will join us. DK on the Sports Tip, cricket getting you home every 20 minutes on the fives with your traffic anyway.
From the Auto Nation Honda and BMW of Tucson Traffic Center, Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic and weather together. Busy traffic slowing on Keno Parkway at I-10. Road work there. More road work and backups at Alvernon and Grant. Also busy both directions on Swan approaching Grant. Collisions from earlier reported Shannon and Lambert Lane, River Road and Swan, and also Campbell and Prince Road. 15% chance of showers, 82 the overnight low, 103 with a 25% chance of rain tomorrow, and 103 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio, 1290 traffic and weather together.
This report is sponsored by Superstar Car Wash.
If you know, you go. At Superstar Car Wash, we're proud to have over 550,000 members. Be in the know and try what everyone loves today. Text SuperAZ to 27800 to get 50% off our best wash. Terms and conditions apply.
Experiencing the natural wonders comes easy at Rockin' Cay. Nestled at the base of the Rincon Mountain foothills, enjoy stunning mountain views up close every day. 6 model homes are now open to tour at Del Webb at Rockin' Cay. Here, life is about more than just beautiful homes. It's about the experiences waiting outside your front door at this new 55-plus active adult neighborhood. LiveRockingK.com. Designed by nature. Proud U of A radio broadcast sponsor.
Arizona is expecting record-breaking highs this year. Is your AC ready to handle it? When systems work overtime, they break down. You might hear weird noises, smell something off, or worse, feel no cool air at all. Rightway is standing by with 15% off any AC repair to get you cooled off fast. Or play it smart. Book your $65 AC tune-up now and avoid emergency calls when the Arizona heat gets brutal. Call 520-640-COOL or visit rightwayac.com.
Stay connected while you're on the go with the Wildcats Radio 1290 app. Listen to Arizona Wildcats play-by-play. Get the latest news on your teams and more, all in one place. Download Wildcats Radio 1290 app from the App Store or Google Play today. Wildcats Radio 1290 app is sponsored by Goodfellas Home Solutions.
For quality, honesty, and service you can count on, call Goodfellas Home Solutions. Because when you need help around the house, we can fix it. Need a kitchen or bathroom makeover? Dealing with a clogged drain, leaky faucet, or sewer issue? We'll take care of it fast. We handle just about anything under your roof. Goodfellas Home Solutions. GoodfellasAC.com.
If you're 55 or older and into that whole saving money thing, T-Mobile has an exclusive phone and internet bundle just for you. Right now, get 2 unlimited phone lines plus 5G home internet for just $30 each per month with autopay, plus taxes and fees. And with 5G home internet, setup is easy with just 1 cord and no technician needed, which is great if you're also into that whole keeping it simple thing. Switch now and experience the best mobile network in the U.S. Visit your local store to start saving. T-Mobile, it's better over here.
Based on analysis by Ookla of speed test intelligence data Q4 2024 to Q1 2025. Ookla trademarks used under license. Unlimited on our network. Customers on voice plan may notice speeds lower than other customers and further reduction if using more than 50 gigs a month due to data prioritization. Video streams and SD on this plan. Home internet pricing after $20 and monthly bill credit plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. See 5G device coverage and access details at T-Mobile.com.
We pass them on the streets every day. Our homeless neighbors are facing Tucson's brutal summer heat and storms. Hi, I'm Lisa Chastain with Gospel Rescue Mission. That's why we've launched Operation Rescue from the Heat, a safe, cool place, meals, showers, clean clothes, and an invitation to our life-transforming programs. With your support, lives are being saved and dignity is being restored. If you want to help or if you know someone who needs help, go to grmtucson.com.
Don't miss out on any of the action.
7-7 bottom of the ninth. Wildcats would love to end it right here.
As the University of Arizona takes on the Big 12 Conference.
2-2, and it's lined to left for a base hit. Bryfogel's going to be waved around third. Here comes the throw from Hartman. It's headed home. He slides. He's safe, and the Wildcats have won it. Mikalakis, RBI single.
You're listening to the flagship home of Arizona Wildcats Athletics. Wildcats Radio 1290.
From offices and warehouses to retail spaces and restaurants, the right lighting transforms your environment. At Arizona Commercial Lighting, we've been proudly locally owned and operated for nearly 40 years. Our extensive inventory of in-stock lighting solutions is designed to meet both commercial and residential needs, with quality, variety, and value you won't find anywhere else. Visit us at 1436 East 17th Street. Be sure to ask about available TEP rebates. Arizona Commercial Lighting, powering business through precision lighting.
A proud sponsor of the University of Arizona radio broadcast.
Progressive Commercial Insurance can protect your small business with over 30 coverage options, an easy-to-use mobile app, personalized discounts, and more. Get a quote in as little as 6 minutes at progressivecommercial.com. Discounts and coverage selections not available in all states or situations.
This is Bill Ryder with a Sports Minute, sponsored by Metal Supermarkets, the convenience stores for metal. Find a store at metalsupermarkets.com. It doesn't matter if Trey Hendrickson wants too much guaranteed money. The fact is, Cincinnati are again flirting with undermining their opportunity to win a Super Bowl. They have Joe Burrow. They have a dynamic offense. What they don't have is a willingness to pay money, pay guys like Hendrickson to get over the finish line. I'm Bill Ryder.
When you've got real work to do, Metal Supermarkets will help you get it done fast. With a huge variety of metals in stock, we can help no matter what job comes your way. And all it takes is a few clicks. We make buying metal online easy so you can spend less time shopping and more time getting things done. Metal Supermarkets, the convenience stores for metal. Place an order online today at metalsupermarkets.com.
If Old Spice Deep Sea Super Hydration Body Wash were music, what would it sound like? Start with the deep sounds of Old Spice's ocean waves and kelp. Layer on the smooth, renewing moisture. You wouldn't hear any parabens or phthalates because Old Spice Deep Sea hasn't got any. But you would hear that vitamin B3 for healthier looking skin. So while your regular body wash sounds like this, Old Spice sounds like this. Sounds like it smells amazing.
DK on the sports tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
520-848-1290 is our phone number. Join the conversation. The Indoor Football League Championship game is coming to Southern Arizona, first of a 3-year run here. It'll be this Saturday night downtown. The Vegas Nighthawks from the Western Conference, the Green Bay Blizzards of the Eastern Conference will battle for the title. And we're pleased to be joined now by wide receiver from the Vegas Nighthawks, Quentin Randolph. And Quentin, first of all, congratulations on your team making it to this particular game with a chance to win a title. Tell us a little bit about the Nighthawks. We had a chance to see you guys a couple of times this year. What have you liked most about this club and the way you guys have been able to get to this point?
First off, I want to say thank you to you guys for having me on the show today. And most of the thing I like about the Vegas Nighthawks, man, living in Vegas, Vegas loves winners. So if you don't come here and produce, the fans in the area dismiss you quickly. But no, all jokes aside, I love how the city of Henderson embraced us. When you watch a Vegas football game, it's fun, it's flashy, there's a lot of flair. A lot of big-time plays being made. It's very exciting football to watch.
All right, so let's go there since you brought up Vegas. What's it like playing professional football in a city like Las Vegas?
Man, if you don't have discipline, it's going to be tough. No, it's amazing. The culture here is continuing to grow in the sports world. The Athletics are about to be on their way over here. We got the Aces out here. We got the Raiders. It just continues to grow. And the city is embracing that. Our IFL team has experienced so much growth in the fan base from 2022 till now. So it's amazing. You got the bright lights, you got the city life, you got the nightlife. All that stuff is fun, only if you're winning, though. So we've been able to have a lot of fun this year.
We're chatting with Quentin Randolph. He's a wide receiver for the Vegas Nighthawks. Will be playing in the IFL championship game here coming up this weekend. He's from, is it Navarre, Florida? Is that how you pronounce that?
Yes, sir. Navarre, Florida.
All right. From Navarre, Florida. Now, where'd you play your college ball at?
I played at a Division II in Northwest Florida in Pensacola called the University of West Florida.
University of West Florida. Outstanding. Did you think that when you were playing in West Florida that you'd be in a position like this, playing in a professional league? Or what were kind of your thoughts on where football might take you after college?
Well, coming from a small D2, the chances are a lot harder to get seen on the professional level. So I hadn't seen anybody, from my team or from the classes before me actually get picked up to do anything professional. So for me, it was kind of just like when I was in college, I wanted to dominate while I was there. But for a while, it was kind of tough to have admiration to see the light at the end of the tunnel for professional football. But my senior year in 2019, we ended up winning the national championship of D2.
Wow.
And I had an amazing senior year, over 1,000 yards, 12 touchdowns. So once I had a season like that, I kind of was like, okay, maybe the pro dream is not that far. And, had a couple NFL teams reach out to me, specifically the Jacksonville Jaguars. So that's when I was really like, okay, this is real life. I might be able to take this a lot further. COVID and things like that happened. My pro day got canceled. And I kind of thought the football dream was over. A year out of football, a year with no football, I got a call from the Northern Arizona Wranglers in 2022. And that's when I realized that my dreams actually came true.
There you go. And third season with Vegas. So how many years then have you been in this league?
4. So I did my rookie year with the Northern Arizona Wranglers in 2022 and signed with the Vegas Nighthawks in 2023 and been with them since for the last 3 years.
Awesome. Broke the franchise record this year for touchdown receptions in the regular season. Had 23 of those. And, of course, you had a guy throwing them to you that we're very familiar with in Jaden DeLauro. What's that relationship been like between you and Jaden?
That's my guy. That's my guy, Jayden de Laura. You know, that's a big name coming into, our league in the IFL. I remember when Coach Mike Davis told me he recruited Jayden de Laura and he was possibly coming out here. I went and looked him up, and I was like, oh, yeah, I've seen this dude play before at Washington State and at Tucson. You know, he was out there with T-Mac and stuff like that. So I was just very excited to, get to grow and bond with somebody who's been around, such high talent in this game. And he's high talent himself. He came in. A lot of guys aren't used to the Arena Football League. There's walls and a shorter field. So it kind of took him time to get adjusted, but he never once complained. He bought in, and now he's seeing the fruits of his labor. I think if it was up to me, he would have won Rookie of the Year at quarterback.
Wow. Are there certain routes that are working for you guys? I mean, obviously, for you to get 23 touchdowns, are there certain things specifically like that you guys run that works for you to be able to score like that?
No, I think what is very effective for us is I think we have the best O-line in the league as well. We got a first-team running back in Bobo, and then we have two other guys, C.J. Wyndham and Mike Kerrigan at the outside receivers with me. So there's so many weapons that you have to stop that I feel like they allow me to get open with just, using their presence on the field. So I don't know if it's a certain route, but I just think it's the team chemistry overall that helps me get open and score those touchdowns.
Quentin Randolph joining us, wide receiver, Vegas Nighthawks playing in the IFL Championship game coming up Saturday at Tucson Arena with the Green Bay Blizzards. Quentin this season, first be a player in the history of the Nighthawks to have over 1,000 yards receiving in a single season. Was that a goal for you going in? Did you think that, hey, this might be something that I can get to?
Yes, sir. I actually wrote it down in my iPhone notes at the beginning of the offseason last year, probably like January. I've seen other guys in this league accomplish that same goal. So once you see it, you can touch it, you can attain it. So I went ahead and put that in my notes, and it definitely was a goal of mine to reach this year. So I'm very proud and blessed to be able to do that.
All right, what do you know about this Green Bay defense that you're going to be facing?
I know they got some heavy hitters. I know they have a tremendous linebacker. They have a tremendous front and D-line. They have really long, lengthy safeties as well. And I know they are very well coached on the defensive end. They create turnovers when they arrive, and they play a bend but don't break defense. It's going to be very hard to beat them deep. They keep everything contained in front of them and try to stop your run game as well. And it's been working for them all year. They've made it to the national championship, and that's not by luck at all. So I know it's going to be a hard-fought game.
And you guys have a solid a running back in Antonio Wimbush. How would you describe the way that he operates in your offense?
If anybody, is old enough, Maurice Jones-Drew. That's who I equate Antonio Wimbush to. He could catch out the backfield. He's very low center of gravity, super strong. I worked out with him all offseason this year, so I saw the work he put in. He also just won Special Teams Player of the Week or Player of the Year today. He also just won that award.
Wow.
So he's also, a menace in the kick return game, but he blocks as well. He's just the overall all-around running back that you would like to have. And when teams have to focus on him, it kind of opens up the pass game for me. So I really appreciate Antonio Wimbush being on my team.
Quentin, what do you do in the off seasons? Do you coach at all, or what do you do when you're not playing?
I'm a personal trainer at a luxury gym in Las Vegas called Project Wellbeing. Might be the biggest gym in Las Vegas.
Wow.
We got a lot of got Las Vegas Raiders players coming through there. A lot of the UFC fighters, when they're coming into town for their fights, come to our gym. It's a wellness facility. It has all types of amenities along with personal training. Hot tub, cold tub, crowd therapy, all of that. So in the off season, I personal train over there.
Nice. And any UFC guys that we know that you've crossed paths with?
Yes, sir. Well, one of the biggest names that I've been able to encounter at working there was probably Francis Ngannou. So that was pretty cool to see.
Nice, nice. See, that is the place to. So essentially, you've made Las Vegas your home year round.
Yes, sir. I after my 2023, my first year in Vegas, I kind of decided to, give Vegas a shot. I was fortunate enough to be raised by two military parents, so moving around was never a thing for me. So I like to grow villages wherever I can put my feet, and I grew a village out here in Las Vegas.
There you go. That's awesome to hear. Well, Quentin, we appreciate you taking a few minutes to join us. Best of luck coming up this Saturday. Again, it is the Indoor Football League championship game between the Vegas Nighthawks and the Green Bay Blizzards. 7:30 kickoff at Tucson Arena. Free championship tailgate begins at 4:15. That'll last until 6:15. We've got more information on that over at our website, wildcatsradio1290.com. Good luck this Saturday night, Quentin.
All righty. Thank you so much.
Quentin Randolph, wide receiver, all IFL first team selection. Big year for him with a franchise record 23 touchdown passes to go along with becoming the first Vegas receiver in history to go over 1,000 yards receiving in a season. They'll be on display Saturday night here in Tucson, the first of 3 IFL championship games that our city will host. Make sure you get your tickets for this event. Get down there Saturday night. Again, we have limited opportunities to host events like this here in Southern Arizona, and the only way we can do that is if you show the support that events like this warrant. So get your tickets and get down there on Saturday night. DK on the sports tip, 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. Much more coming up in store for you. We're going to talk some Pima athletics in the 4 o'clock hour. Ken Hakami will join us. We'll have your Diamondbacks download. You also hear from the BYU Cougars. They have picked the quarterback of the Cougars, and it is not the quarterback who was raised here in Tucson, unfortunately. We'll dive into all of that straight ahead. Dragon Ball's got what is happening in sports here in Southern Arizona, as well as sports around the world.
Well, Arizona, has a lot of transfers coming in from Brett Brennan's last coaching stop in San Jose State, including Michael Dansby and Javion Cole. And they have been showing out so far in this season's camp so far. But some of the former San Jose State players have also said they notice a very specific change when it comes to Coach Brennan and how he is coaching now in their new environment.
Brennan, going through just life in general, you're probably just going to grow no matter what. But, yeah, I could feel like more fire from him, just more intensity coming from before at San Jose to here now. So, yeah, he's more up in like tunes. But, yeah.
To add on to that, I feel like Brennan now understands that there's levels to this playing field, going from the Mountain West to the Big 12. So he needs to bring more enthusiasm to the team here. Especially going off last year, there needs to be more for us in general.
And again, the Cats continue with their camp this week before their first official practice week ahead of the Hawaii game next Saturday. And a lot of drama revolving around the issues of Ketel Marte's days off following the All-Star break. Now, multiple people from the organization have gone to bat for Marte, including manager Torey Lovello, saying that Marte is a great teammate following the reports of criticism from within. But with all that drama, the results on the field have also not been great. Diamondbacks ended up dropping their 4th straight game to open the series against the Guardians after Brian Rocchio managed to go and hit a 2-run homer to beat Arizona. Now Game 2 starts up tonight at 6:40. Tanner Bibby taking on Eduardo Rodriguez. Bibby. I thought it was Bibby. I don't know why I tried to correct myself. But with that, we also turn to the NFL. Another quarterback battle has been settled, and this time it's more of a shock than most expected. The Colts announced former Giants first-round pick Daniel Jones will be their starter ahead of Anthony Richardson. Now, Colts coach Shane Steichen says they have picked Jones as starting quarterback, signaling a potential shift from former 2023 first-round pick Richardson. Steichen saying that Jones is a great communicator with the guys and can be seen with the veteran presence out there. When asked if the move was indeed permanent, Steichen affirmed his decision, saying that Jones is our starting quarterback for the season. What this means for Richardson remains unknown. I'm Dragon Ball with your 2020 Sports Update on Wildcats Radio 1290.
The countdown to Arizona football is on.
Fires the pass towards the back corner. Touchdown, Arizona. It was Hunter. Yeah, Chris Hunter.
When Chris Hunter and the Cats take the field on August 30th, you'll hear it right here on Wildcats Radio 1290.
From the Auto Nation Honda and BMW of Tucson Traffic Center, it's Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic and weather together. Slowdowns on eastbound I-10 approaching Ajo Kino. More backups on 6th Street, both directions at Campbell. There's road work there and slowing westbound on Speedway Boulevard. Approaching Main Avenue. Collisions at River Road and Swan, Shannon and Lambert Lane, and also Sunrise Drive west of Craycroft. Small chance, 15% chance of rain, 82 the low, 103 tomorrow with a 25% chance of rain, and it is 102 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio, 1290 traffic and weather together.
This report is sponsored by Cool Willie's Air and Plumbing. At Cool Willie's Plumbing, they'll help you with drain cleaning, water treatment, sewer repairs, and replacements. Trust the big guy. Contact Tucson's most respected plumbing experts at coolwillies.com, where they are big enough to help and small enough to care. That's coolwillies.com. coolwillies.com.
Don't miss out on any of the action as the University of Arizona takes on the Big 12 Conference.
Bradley for three. Jaden Bradley has come alive in the second half.
You're listening to the flagship home of Arizona Wildcats athletics. Wildcats Radio 1290.
So hot. Hi, can I help you?
Good afternoon. We're with Goodfellas AC Rapid Response Team.
But I didn't call yet.
That's how fast we are, man.
Just as I thought, this AC is out.
No, we're not gonna lose it. Come on. Come on. Don't you die on me.
Johnson, get a hold of yourself. Sorry, we take this very seriously.
Wow, you fellas are good.
It's not just a name, ma'am.
It's who we are kind of thing.
Good service, good prices, Goodfellas. GoodfellasAC.com.
If you're 55 or older and into that whole saving money thing, T-Mobile has an exclusive phone and internet bundle just for you. Right now, get 2 unlimited phone lines plus 5G home internet for just $30 each per month with autopay, plus taxes and fees. And with 5G home internet, setup is easy with just 1 cord and no technician needed, which is great if you're also into that whole keeping it simple thing. Switch now and experience the best mobile network in the U.S. Visit your local store to start saving. T-Mobile, it's better over here.
Based on analysis by Ookla of speed test intelligence data Q4 2024 to Q1 2025, Ookla trademarks used under license. Unlimited on our network. Customers on voice plan may notice speeds lower than other customers and further reduction if using more than 50 gigs a month due to data prioritization. Video streams and SD on this plan. Home internet pricing after $20 a monthly bill credit plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. See 5G device coverage and access details at T-Mobile.com.
Essential Pest Control leaves bugs belly up with science.
You mean they don't use yesterday's newspaper?
No, they use the latest in technology and innovation to eliminate bugs, speeds, termites, weeds, and more.
So no as seen on TV salt guns?
Nope, only solutions that target insect biology, using chemistry to help protect the environment, people, and their pets.
You are so smart.
Essential Pest Control leaves bugs belly up. Call 886-3029 or visit essentialpest.com.
I come from a low-income family, and as a first-generation college student, it was difficult for me to navigate the way. Hughes Federal Credit Union and Earn to Learn provided a pathway for me to learn valuable budgeting and financial education. I am currently a graduate student in public health and helping my younger siblings with their college paths.
Find out how Hughes and Earn to Learn join forces to support student success at hughesfcu.org/earn-to-learn. Insured by MCUA. Certain restrictions apply.
More fiber and laxatives, eh? Who are you? I'm future you. Future me? Constipation with belly pain still coming back? Our doctor figured it out. It's irritable bowel syndrome with constipation, or IBS-C, and Linzess could help you get ahead of it.
Linzess linaclotide is a prescription medicine that treats IBS-C in adults. It's not a laxative. It's a once-daily pill that helps you get ahead of your symptoms. It's proven to help you have more frequent and complete bowel movements and helps relieve overall abdominal symptoms, belly pain, discomfort, and bloating. These symptoms were studied in combination, not individually. Do not give Linzess to children less than 2. It may harm them. Do not take Linzess if you have a bowel blockage. Get immediate help if you develop unusual or severe stomach pain, especially with bloody or black stools. The most common side effect is diarrhea, sometimes severe. If it's severe, stop taking Linzess and call your doctor right away. Other side effects include gas, stomach area pain, and swelling. Talk to your doctor and say yes to Linzess. Learn more at linzess.com or call 1-800-LINZESS.
The best place to get all the news and highlights of your Arizona Wildcats.
Steps left, fires a three, drains a three. Their biggest lead of the game.
We are Wildcats Radio, 1290, KCUB Tucson, a Cumulus media station.
DK on the sports tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. DK on the sports tip. Last night around this time, we were getting ready for some Monday Night Football. The Washington Commanders, the Cincinnati Bengals. Our eyes on the Commanders because they have a running back named Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt, who played one fabulous game here at the University of Arizona. It was a good one for sure. Unfortunately, had to sit out all of last season after that due to the NCAA saying that he was not eligible, but found his way into the draft, and boy, did he deliver on Monday Night Football.
He hands off to an exciting player. Here is the rookie, Krosky-Merritt. Touchdown, Washington. And already a big night for the Commanders on the ground. 27-yard touchdown run by Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt. Krosky-Merritt is met in the backfield and lost about 1.5 yards.
Can't imagine this team being what they need to be defensively without him.
2nd and 11. Krosky-Merritt cannot make Shaka Hayward miss. Good tackle.
So Ja'Cory would finish the game with a team-high 11 carries last night. The Commanders lost that game 31-17 to the Cincinnati Bengals, but Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt, 11 carries, 46 yards. So he had 27 yards on the touchdown run, just 19 yards on his other 10 carries for Ja'Cory, but he did have a touchdown, his first touchdown in professional football in an exhibition game. Afterward, Ja'Cory talked about his night on Monday night.
It was a blessing to be able to be in that position, and once I seen daylight, I was like, it's finally real, so that moment felt amazing.
There's that moment where you're looking for the ball. I know you went to a couple of different guys, and all of a sudden your quarterback goes out on the field to get you your ball.
That just shows the leadership that he has for this team, and it was definitely, I was in a moment when I dropped the football, like, I planned when I was going to score my first NFL touchdown, I was going to keep the ball, but like I was so in the moment and just end up dropping it. But like that's the leadership that he has, and I'm happy he found it for me.
All right, so that what he was talking about was, Ja'Cory got so excited, he dropped the ball, he went and jumped up in the stands, and then he wanted to get the ball back. So Jaden Daniels had to run interference for him to make sure that he got the ball back. Let's hear from Jaden Daniels on getting that ball for Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt.
And you made the move of getting Bill the game ball or his touchdown ball. You had to go a long ways to get it. What was your thought there?
I did. It was his first one, and I know he was super excited about it. And I blame other people that are on the field at that time. They're supposed to grab the ball for him, knowing that was the instance. But I still remember mine last year when Zach and Terry made sure I got my ball, so I had to return a favor.
There you go.
I agree 100%. Come on, it's a rookie. Like, it's not as if his head's clear. He's just got scored a touchdown, preseason or not. You've dreamed your whole life of playing the NFL. You're an offensive player. You score a touchdown. The last thing you're thinking of is, I got to grab this ball, right? So his teammates got to get that for him.
It's similar to the highlight from, I think it was last week, with the Jaguars kicker who kicked a 70-yard field goal.
God,
it's like, the kick doesn't count. But you can't tell that kid that the kick doesn't count. He's going to keep that ball.
That should be our question of the year. Do you put a 70-yard field goal that doesn't count as 3 points because it's a preseason game in the Hall of Fame? Like that whole thing.
I would say
longest
you do.
Ever, but it doesn't count.
Oh, in the Hall of Fame. That's
right. I mean, it's the longest field goal of all time.
Yeah.
But
it doesn't matter because it's preseason.
I'm assuming at any level. I'm assuming the longest field goal in NFL history is also the longest field goal in any
football game, period.
Pigskin League's history.
Yeah, no. Going back with Ja'Cory's, like, you can't tell Ja'Cory the touchdown doesn't count. No, he ran in the end zone. He got to score. And, again, it's so good that he got that in the front half of his day because, like you mentioned with the stats, DK, after that initial touchdown run, it didn't really show up a whole lot in regards to the statistics. But that's a lot of the backups that were in there at that point. So
I got a quick question, not to get too tangenty, but he played one game last year. Then he got he was ruled as suspended because he wasn't eligible from classes he took.
Right.
The question, DK, is did the stats for that game count? I don't know if I ever got an answer to that question.
Yeah. The game here at U of A?
Yeah, because he was eligible and ruled ineligible after.
He was ruled ineligible after. So, they counted. It wasn't like it was retro and they had to, if they vacated the game or something of that nature. That did not happen.
Sure.
So, they counted.
Yeah, no, I would think they would have to. And I'm just glad, like I said, that Jacory got all that stuff kind of in the front end of it. Showed out, again, in a situation where he needed to, because it's a packed room in the Washington Commanders running back room.
He got the 7th carry of the game, I think.
Yeah.
He was not the first, second, or third running back to get a carry.
Yeah, no, he was still very much down the depth chart behind Chris Rodriguez. And again, there's a lot of guys that didn't play that are going to be your go-to guys for the Commanders, like Austin Eckler. So just the fact that he got in there, he got that run in. Maybe he's a practice squad guy. Maybe he makes the final 53. Whatever the case is, he can at least say, I scored a touchdown on Monday Night Football.
There you go. Let's hear from the head coach of the Washington Commanders, Dan Quinn. First, we'll hear from Dan talking about having to learn Jacory Krosky, Merritt, Chris Rodriguez Jr., and some of these other running backs, as his main running back, Brian Robinson, the Jr., is not in camp at the moment.
Yeah, I thought early what I liked was decisiveness. I thought, you certainly saw some of the big plays. And we're still, learning Bill in some ways. And not every run for every back is quite the same. Fortunately for us with Anthony here, we've got a real veteran in the running back room. That's a big part of that. We've got a good sense for where Chris was coming in, but we wanted to get him more touches today, and Bill as well. So with Austin and Jeremy, we were, thinking a little bit less. And then as we get into next week, Adam and I will visit and say who do we want to feature and look at on Saturday.
You mentioned Chris Rodriguez, 6 carries, 62 yards. So the two of them combined for 108 yards. On the game. And again, depth is important at every position. It is really important at running back, and that's something that Dan Quinn feels like he has in all of these guys.
Going into training camp, we really thought this was a deep room. There'd be real competition, Felton and Kaz and Bill and, Eck. And so we knew this was one of our strengths going into training camp. Felt that way at tight end and, then again that running back. So we wanted to let it play out and go through it. But, I'll go back and look at the tape. But I liked the energy early on from what I saw from those two.
You heard him say Bill. Bill as in Jacory Krosky Merritt. That's his nickname, Bill, if you remember that from last year. So good to see Jacory off to a nice start in his first 2 preseason games. What that will hold and how that works in terms of the roster cutdowns that are forthcoming will still remain to be seen.
You think Commanders fans are not super stoked that their head coach is named Dan? It's like they got rid of Snyder, and the next year they hire a coach named Dan.
This guy is a more reliable and I think normal Dan.
Not all Dans are created equal.
Reliable to a certain degree. Let's not forget that I believe Dan Quinn is still the head coach of the greatest collapse in Super Bowl history.
Oh yeah, that's true.
So reliable to a degree.
Oh yeah, don't remind the people of Atlanta about that, please. Yeah, they want to try to forget that right there. 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. So next up for the Commanders will be the Ravens. That'll be coming up on Saturday night or Saturday morning, actually, a 9 a.m. game that the Ravens and Commanders will do. So we'll get a chance to hopefully see Jacory Krosky Merritt again this weekend.
I just assume that's like prep for an overseas game.
Yes.
Yeah, it could be.
Absolutely.
Could be that for sure. Could be that.
Oh, man, I'm going to hate having to wake up at 6 in the morning for that Dublin game.
Oh, gosh. There you go.
Oh,
there you go.
Man.
Don't forget to stay connected while you are on the go with the Wildcats Radio 1290 app. It slaps. You can listen to Arizona Wildcats play-by-play, get the latest news on your teams and more. It is all in one place. Download the Wildcats Radio 1290 app from the App Store or Google Play. Wildcats Radio 1290 app is sponsored by Goodfellas Home Solutions. Show the Wildcats Radio 1290 crew your app when we are out this fall, and we may just show you and tell you how you can win $100. Only at official stops. Visit wildcatsradio1290.com/win-money to see what's coming up in terms of that $100 giveaway that you can only get on our app, which is sponsored by Goodfellas Home Solutions. Speaking of things that we like to give away, Cricket joins us now, the 4th member of our program. And if you're watching on one of our mini streams, you are not seeing her because her Her camera went way where there it is.
Oh, that's creepy how you can move that, like,
right?
Remotely, yeah.
What's up, Cricket?
There's Cricket, ladies and gentlemen.
I have to show you something. Wait, I
look
want to
at
see.
that.
Oh, wait.
Look at that.
How is the camera facing?
Yeah, you're right. You're right there.
So I want to show everybody.
Okay.
See my Americana?
Awesome.
Nice.
America.
Nice. Americana.
Nice.
In fact, for those of you out there that are seeing her right now, in fact,
It's a visual,
let me
sorry.
Go, let me go to the single shot so they don't see all of us. And they can just now put it up there again, so people.
Hang on, I don't.
There you go.
No, I can't see.
Back a little.
Back a little bit.
A little bit.
Hang on, don't want to hit the mic.
Left.
Hang on.
Back a little bit into
To my
your
left?
There you go. Right
other
there.
left?
Yeah. So people can now see that right there. That is that. Well, first of all, tell the folks where you got that, where you made that, and how they might be able to have a chance to make something like that.
Well, it was Board and Brush Creative Studio at Oracle in Orange Grove, and it is just so cool. I feel like it's not your grandma's painting party.
Okay.
But it totally could be. Like, grandmas can totally go, but I just dug it so much. And instead of the typical paint and sip parties where you paint on canvas, you're beating up wood, you're staining wood, you're using power tools. It was so cool.
Power tools?
Yeah, like, well, we had to put the board together.
Okay.
Like, with like,
okay. Yeah.
So they just give you plain bare lumber, you distress it, you stain it, you choose your design, and then you paint it.
Nice.
It was really, really fun. And
so it's like a mix of crafting and getting rid of some of the stress you brought
that was
potentially to the studio.
One of our favorite parts was using the meat tenderizer.
Distressing is great.
Banging the snot out of these boards. It was really fun. So it's fun. You can your inner creativity. And what's really cool about this Board and Brush Creative Studio is that they're officially licensed by the U of A. So you can go in there and make U of A logos and U of A boards, and it's just, I was overwhelmed. It's so cool. It was one of my favorite crafty things to do lately.
Nice. And the people are going to have a chance to get one of these.
Yes.
An opportunity to go do this.
It's going to be our sweet deal. You'll have an opportunity to do the wood sign workshop for only $37.50. Originally, it's $75. And again, this Brush and Board Creative Studios at Oracle and Orange Grove is so much fun. It was awesome. And that sweet deal Friday morning at 8:30, wildcatsradio1290.com.
See, we have some really cool sweet deals that we've been handing out all across this summer. Board and Brush Creative Studio up on Oracle and Orange Grove, so up on the north side. And you can, even though y'all did this this morning, right? How many of us were there?
Let's see. So it was Ernie, Olivia, Leanne, Pork Chop, myself, and Shannon.
Okay, and so normally
cool
when you and our listening audience go do this, you can bring your own booze, but y'all didn't do that today.
Oh, of course not.
Not for a work
well,
lunch,
maybe the
no.
people from the morning show that were done, they might have taken their own booze. Right?
There might have been a bottle of Snoop Dogg champagne. There might have been some mimosas
Some gin and juice by Dre and Snoop was hanging around.
There might have been a Miller Lite that might have been had, and the gal that was running it said you can bring food too. But I feel like we were just messy anyway, even without major amounts of cocktails. I feel like I wouldn't bring food.
Okay.
But she said you could. And there's places to eat right next to it. So, and it was maybe a 2-hour workshop. So it's lengthy. You have some time you spend there. And I think those creations are just super fun.
Nice. Yeah, they look really cool.
If you drip a little mustard on there, it just adds to the distressing. It's
You're
no big
right.
deal.
Okay, that's fair. And if it's ketchup, it'll look like blood.
There you go.
Perfect.
Yeah, for my Wilbur versus the School Up North mascot that I'm going to put a board together.
Look at you with your evil laugh going there.
Oh, yeah. You get the sweet deal. Friday at 8:30 a.m.
Friday, 8:30 a.m. All right, we'll tell you more about that as the week goes on. Right now, Cricket's got you home on the traffic side every 20 minutes on the 5.
And from the Auto Nation Honda and BMW of Tucson Traffic Center, it's Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather together. Houghton and Old Spanish Trail reports of a wire down. We've got some slowdowns westbound Speedway at Main Avenue, Campbell at 6th Street, Keno Parkway at I-10, super busy there with road work. Collisions that are reported, Benson Highway near Keno, Dodge Boulevard in Pima, Sunrise Drive in Swan, and then another collision on Sunrise just west of Craycroft with really minor eastbound slowing. 15% chance of showers, 82 the low today and into this evening, 103 tomorrow with a 25% chance of rain, and 102 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio, 1290 Traffic and Weather together.
This report is sponsored by Staples.
What up, Mario Lopez here? You know, I love me a throwback like the Staples Easy button. It's back and bringing more easy than ever. Custom prints, shipping services, even passport photos. Plus, next day delivery to over 98% of the U.S. Yeah, Staples, that was easy.
All right, she's inside. Are you good?
Yeah, it's just, she's my baby girl, you know?
I do, and ceramic coating was a good choice.
She's beautiful.
Yep, I know.
Recon Auto Detailing. Enhance or restore your baby to her former glory with paint recondition, ceramic coating, paint protection, tinting, and more for full protection of your vehicle inside and out. New cars, old cars, we love them all. Recon Auto Detailing, 3829 North Oracle Road, Tucson. ReconDetail.com.
Back to UberTube expert Eugene Snurkle and his best friend Doug.
Eugene, is it true you can't fix your car's air conditioning, so you're moving to Alaska or the North Pole or something?
Sorry, Doug. I meant to tell you, but I just can't seem to crack the code on fixing my car's AC.
Sorry to interrupt, Eugene, but we all know how this needs to end with a trip to Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care. Hi folks, Sean Furrier here with some sizzling summer specials. Besides the chilly prices on AC repair and big tire rebates, we've also got Duramax 5-year free replacement batteries on sale this month with a $25 installation credit. That means free installation for most cars and trucks.
Seems a bit extreme.
Yes, Doug, an extremely tough battery built for Arizona, and you can be extremely confident in the Duramax 5-year free replacement guarantee. So for award-winning service, call or stop by one of our 14 area locations or make an appointment online. Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care, since 1960, here to get you there.
It's time to talk Grizzly.
The air conditioner made specifically for Arizona summers.
Alaskan AC introduced the Grizzly a couple years ago, and the reviews are pouring in.
This one says, I love how quiet it is. I can hardly hear it come on, but I'm always comfortable.
Another person writes, finally an air conditioner that can withstand the desert heat and dust.
This one says, I like its fluffy fur and cute black nose.
Anyway, if it's time to upgrade your AC, you can't do better than the Grizzly.
Only available at Alaskan AC.
People love it.
Like this person who said, we live in an older home and the Grizzly keeps us comfortable in every room.
Or this guy, we live just outside of town and the dust is horrible. Glad we have an AC that can take it.
Or this one, he's so cuddly and has these adorable pads on his paws.
Gary, I think you're on a different webpage.
Gary, I think you're different.
Learn more about the Grizzly at AlaskanAC.com.
This summer, try the new Strato Frappuccino blended beverage at Starbucks. It's the classic blended iced coffee you know and love, now topped with a creamy layer of handcrafted brown sugar cold foam. Available for a limited time. Your Strato Frappuccino is ready at Starbucks.
Texting enrolls you into recurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, Dan, how you doing? Haven't seen you around the gym for a while.
Yeah, I've really fallen off. Since I turned 40, I just don't get the results I used to get.
Could be lower testosterone.
Lower T?
Yeah, I went through it a while back. Once you hit 40, your body has less free testosterone. I got Nugenix Total T, and it's made a huge difference for me.
I've seen that ad on TV. Is it for real?
Oh, yeah. The key ingredient is something called Tesnor, which helps boost free and total testosterone levels to help you trim up and stay lean.
And it's made a difference for you?
Man, I feel like I'm in my 20s again. At work, in the gym, and in the bedroom.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try it for themselves?
Yeah, you just need to send them a text.
Text BREAK to 321-321 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T, the #1 selling testosterone booster at GNC. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, to help you get back into shape fast. Absolutely free. Text BREAK to 321-321. That's BREAK to 321-321.
This is it, Tucson. The Indoor Football National Championship comes to the Tucson Convention Center. Saturday, August 23rd. The Vegas Nighthawks face off against the Green Bay Blizzard for the ultimate title. And you can be there for every hard-hitting and high-scoring moment. Kickoff is at 7:30 p.m. Get your tickets now at GoIFL.com. Be part of the action, feel the energy, and witness history in the making. The IFL National Championship. Saturday, August 23rd at the Tucson Convention Center.
I'm Taylor Bishotti with NFL Network Now on the Westwood One Radio Network. The Cleveland Browns have officially named 40-year-old Joe Flacco their starting quarterback for Week 1 against the Cincinnati Bengals. The Browns currently have 4 quarterbacks on the roster, and according to general manager Andrew Berry, keeping all 4 on the final 53-man roster is absolutely possible as roster decisions loom ahead of final cuts. Meanwhile, Rams quarterback Matthew Stafford returned to the practice field for the first time since the start of training camp. Stafford has been managing an aggravated disc in his back, but took part in 2016 drill snaps, according to head coach Sean McVay. Packers quarterback Jordan Love also returned to practice after undergoing surgery on his left thumb last week. Green Bay will hold joint practice with the Seahawks on Thursday ahead of their final preseason game on Saturday. Head coach Matt LaFleur says Love will not play, but is expected to be ready for Week 1. This has been NFL Network Now on the Westwood One Radio Network.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
On the battlefield, there's a saying America's military men and women live by. Never leave a fallen warrior behind, ever. Off the battlefield, Wounded Warrior Project operates with the same goal. Wounded Warrior Project was created to help our men and women returning home with the scars of war, whether those scars are physical or mental. Wounded Warrior Project. We never leave a fallen warrior behind, ever. Learn more about what we do at woundedwarriorproject.org.
DK on the Sports Tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
The first event of the athletics year up at the Pima College will be tonight. That's a friendly, not an official regular season matchup, but the first games nonetheless, where we'll see the Aztecs playing against others. The men's soccer team will scrimmage tonight at 7 o'clock on the Aztec Field against Coronado. The ladies volleyball team will be on the road for a scrimmage at Ottawa University. It begins again. Let's talk to the athletics director at the Pima College in his second year, Ken Hakimi. He also is the baseball coach for the athletics. So, Ken, appreciate you taking some time to join us. Give us your sense of year one. You took this job, became the lead guy. How'd you feel about your first year as athletics director?
Well, I mean, I felt pretty good. We had a pretty successful year in general, I believe, and I think we had 6 championships and a couple runner-ups and a couple coaches of the year and a lot of All-Americans. So yeah, I mean, it was good. I feel really good about where we're at, and it's going to be hard to follow that up, but we're going to give it our best shot.
All right, so obviously, Ken, you've been in the department for a number of years now as the baseball coach. You took over, though, as the lead role last year. Was there anything you learned last year that you didn't know about the job that you were going to be taking on?
It requires a lot of meetings. I mean, that was the biggest thing. It was just, I was not prepared for just meetings every day, every week with different departments. And, being in a situation where you're a director at the college you're involved in a lot of different aspects of the school, not just athletics. So I think that was the biggest challenge, is trying to figure out how I could set my schedule up to be able to make sure that I could attend all the meetings and still give enough time to my team and be there for practices and games and things like that. So, outside of that, the athletic department was in a good position when I took over the job. Jim did an excellent job preparing me to step in there in that position. So it was an easy transition, and so far so good.
Ken Hakimi joining us, athletics director at Pima College. Ken, I was just looking at your bio, and I noticed, I saw that you do have a master's degree. which you got from Northern Arizona. Did you get that right out of college? Was that something you did later? And what did you feel like you were going to need that if you were going to eventually be some type of administrator, whether it was going to be at the high school level or the collegiate level?
You know, it's funny that you ask, because yesterday we had an event at a welcome back event with all of our student athletes, and I spoke to them all just about the opportunity to start their career at Pima College, which is what I did back years and years ago. And at that time, Coach Allday gave me an opportunity to come to Pima College. I never thought I was going to college. My parents were young when they had me. They were hardworking, parents that didn't go to college, and it wasn't something that was important. Excuse me. I'm sorry, I'm at my house. But it wasn't something that was important to me and my family. But the opportunity to continue to play baseball, led me to Pima College. And then once I was there and continued to play and then go on to the next level and go to Oklahoma City and get my degree, and once I was done with that and I came back to Tucson, I just felt like, you know what, I've gone this far. I want to get a master's degree just in case I have an opportunity to be an administrator at some level. And so while I was coaching at the University of Arizona, I had a full-time teaching job, and I started coaching at the U of A, and then I was working on my master's degree at night. So yeah, it all worked out in the end.
Ken Hockney, Pima College Athletics Director, is our guest. Ken, we were talking about, we talk a lot about the Directors Cup as it relates to the Wildcats and the NCAA sports and where they rank nationally in that respect in terms of success on the athletics field. Pima College also has something similar on the JC level. The National Alliance of Two-Year College Athletic Administrators run Case Cup standings, and you guys finished 9th in that this past year with 119.5 points. That was first among ACC conference schools. It was also 11 of the sports in the athletic department had at least a number of teams that competed or finished in the top 10. What does that mean for the department as a whole, just to have success across the board in pretty much all of the sports that you have?
I mean, it's a great accomplishment for our department as a whole. I mean, it just means that, we have some great programs that are, doing well on the field and, on the court and on the track and winning championships. But the thing I'm most proud of is the fact that we have so many kids who are moving on and so many kids who have done so well academically. And we had 88 academic All-Americans. And, that for me is what I'm most proud of, is the fact that, our coaches find the time to make sure that our student athletes are putting in the time in the classroom. And so they have that opportunity to move on to the next level, because we've all had great players, but sometimes they get lost in, the academic shuffle. And so we're trying extremely hard to make sure that we support all of our student athletes so they have success in the classroom, so they have opportunities to move on. And, I think we've done a pretty good job with that.
Yeah, you mentioned that collective department GPA of 3.237. Every single team had a team GPA of over 3.0. I cannot imagine that that's an easy thing to accomplish. We always hear like junior college athletes. These are athletes that maybe aren't the most studious or haven't maybe hit their groove on the academic side. But for you to have every single team over 3.0, that's saying something right there.
Yeah, it's like I said, it's a great accomplishment, and we talk about it all the time amongst the coaches, how important it is to make sure that our kids are going to class. They're going to study hall. They're taking care of their academic assignments. And really, because we need them to have an opportunity, not just to move on and play at the next level, but just move on and get to the next level academically, whether they're playing or not. I mean, there's so many kids who play at Pima and they do that for 2 years and then they're done. And then they move on and they get into the real world, or they transfer to another Division I or just a 4-year school and get a degree. And I mean, I had a kid, here's a perfect example. I had a kid who was a great student for me, came from CDO. He played for us. He was a good player, not a great player. And he was with me for 2 years. And after he was done, he decided he was going to join the fire academy. And now, a year later, he's a fireman here in Tucson. And so those are great stories. Not everybody is out there, getting a Division I scholarship to play baseball or to play basketball or volleyball or anything else. Some of these kids are just coming in and they're playing for a couple years. They're doing well in the classroom, and then they're going off and doing their own thing. So, there's something to be said for that. And I think all of our coaches understand that. And so there's a lot of emphasis put on making sure you do well in the classroom.
No question about that, for sure. Joined by Ken Hakimi. He is the athletics director at Pima College. So obviously you're over the department, but you still have the baseball side. What's fall like for you in terms of the baseball side of it as you guys begin to get ready for the start of your season?
Well, we got to first look at our team yesterday. We had a team meeting. We got on the field, moved around a little bit, got in the weight room, practiced this morning. So I kind of got a feel of, getting to see the guys. Obviously, we recruited them, and guys that we knew, who they were and what kind of high school players they were. But now, they jump right into it. It's a big step, and there was meetings, and we talked about a lot of different things. But this process starts now, and it takes us all the way through November, and it's we'll put in our system. We'll play some games against some other junior colleges around the state, and we'll get our team ready to go for January. But it's a long grind, and a lot of games, a lot of time spent on the field, a lot of time in the weight room, and a lot of time going to class and making sure we get our grades so that everybody's ready to go in the spring.
No question about that. No question about that, for sure. And it's an opportunity for these kids to really begin that process to get ready for what's in store for them, because it is not an easy conference to play in. Real quick before I let you go, obviously, you've had some tremendous players come out of that program. Maybe the most recent one that's gone on and had a lot of success was Aiden May, who came out of there and had, went on to success at Arizona and then Oregon State. In terms of what he was able to do for you and where he was able to put himself, is that a story that you tell a lot? Is he like that when you look for examples for young men that maybe you're recruiting, that you say, hey, here was a kid that came in, he was here, and we helped get him to here to where he could get that Division I opportunity and then put himself in a position to be highly drafted?
Yeah, I think we try and tell those stories all the time. I mean, that's part of recruiting. We want to be able to, tell our recruits, tell the kids that, we talk to on the phone that, hey, if you come here, look at our track record. In baseball, we've sent out, over 75, 80 guys over the last 6-7 years to different schools. And we've had guys drafted, and so it's an opportunity. And, there's a lot of junior colleges that want their players for 2 years. I'm real adamant about our guys. When you're ready to leave and you're ready to go on to the next level, if it's after 1 year, then you're ready to go. And Aiden was one of those guys. And I had 2 guys this year, 3 guys actually. I had Sean Barda, who played for us for 1 year, and now he's at the U of A. And I had LP Navarro, who played his freshman year, and now he just signed with Tulane. And I had Andres Castro, who played for me for 1 year, and now he's at Nevada. And, I planned on having all those guys back this year, but they were ready to move on. And so when the people are ready to move on, we're ready for them to move on, because, we want to see them succeed at the next level.
There you go. Well, congratulations on year 1 in the books. Now year 2, Ken, and continued success with everything that you're doing up there on West Anklam Road. We're looking forward to talking to a number of your student athletes as we do every year on the program.
I appreciate you, DK. You do a great job, so thanks for having me on.
There you go. Ken Hockamy, athletics director at Pima College. Cricket is getting you home every 20 minutes on the 5s with your traffic and your weather.
From the AutoNation Honda and BMW of Tucson Traffic Center, it's Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic and weather together. Slowing on eastbound I-10 approaching Ajo Kino. Backups also northbound on Kino Parkway. As you approach and pass I-10, a lot of road work there. Backups on westbound Ajo Way at Mission and southbound La Cholla at Ajo Way. Also collision at Sunrise Drive and Swan Road, and a stalled vehicle Broadway and Camino Seco. And for your weather, 15% chance of showers, 82 the overnight low, 103 tomorrow with a 25% chance of rain, 102 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic and weather together.
This report is sponsored by Staples.
What up, Mario Lopez here, and I love me a throwback like the Staples Easy button. It's back and bringing more easy than ever. Custom prints, shipping services, even passport photos. Plus, next day delivery to over 98% of the U.S. Yeah, Staples, that was easy.
AutoNation Honda Tucson at the Auto Mall is your premier automotive destination in town. Explore the new 2025 Honda models and extensive collection of pre-owned vehicles. Experience no-hassle financing and our no-haggle one-price selection. Visit AutoNation Honda Tucson at the Auto Mall today.
With Alaskan AC service guarantee, we'll arrive in one day or your repair is free.
That's right.
What's right?
What the singing people just said.
Gary, you have your earbuds in. I don't know what you're hearing.
Oh, this.
With Alaskan AC service guarantee, we'll arrive in one day or your repair is free.
That's right.
Hi, guys. What's right?
That I have my earbuds in.
No, you don't.
We were listening to the singing people.
Maybe I should go out and come back in again.
It's the thing about how we arrive in one day or your repair is free.
Oh, right. It's the Alaskan AC guarantee, so people aren't left waiting for a repairman. Don't we have singing people for that?
Yes, here, use my earbuds.
Gross.
Just play it, Gary.
With Alaskan AC service guarantee, we'll arrive in one day or your repair is free.
That's right.
I know, right?
Right. I'm glad we had this meeting.
AlaskanAC.com.
Chronic migraine, 15 or more headache days a month, each lasting 4 hours or more, can make me feel like a spectator in my own life.
Botox, onabotulinum toxin A, prevents headaches in adults with chronic migraine. It's not for those with 14 or fewer headache days a month. It's the #1 prescribed branded chronic migraine preventive treatment.
Prescription Botox is injected by your doctor. Effects of Botox may spread hours to weeks after injection, causing serious symptoms. Alert your doctor right away, as difficulty swallowing, speaking, breathing, eye problems, or muscle weakness can be signs of a life-threatening condition. Patients with these conditions before injection are at highest risk. Side effects may include allergic reactions, neck and injection site pain, fatigue, and headache. Allergic reactions can include rash, welts, asthma symptoms, and dizziness. Don't receive Botox if there's a skin infection. Tell your doctor your medical history, muscle or nerve conditions, including ALS, Lou Gehrig's disease, myasthenia gravis, or Lambert-Eaton syndrome, and medications, including botulinum toxins, as these may increase the risk of serious side effects.
Why wait? Ask your doctor, visit BotoxChronicMigraine.com, or call 1-800-44-BOTOX to learn more.
I'm still going for it, even with higher stroke risk from atrial fibrillation, and a regular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Over a 3-year study, Eliquis apixaban tablets reduce stroke risk better than warfarin, and over 97% of Eliquis patients did not experience a stroke. A first stroke occurred in 2.9% of warfarin patients versus 2.3% of Eliquis patients.
Don't stop prescription Eliquis without asking your doctor. Stroke risk may increase. Eliquis can cause serious and potentially fatal bleeding. Don't take if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or bleed longer. A spinal injection increases blood clot risk, which may cause paralysis. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding or bruising, or back pain, tingling, numbness, muscle weakness, or incontinence. Aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners increase bleeding risk. Tell your doctor about planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
Get ready, Tucson. The Indoor Football League National Championship isn't just a game. It's an all-day celebration. It's all happening Saturday, August 23rd at the Tucson Convention Center for the Ultimate Football Showdown. The Vegas Nighthawks versus the Green Bay Blizzard. Kickoff at 7:30. The party starts early with their free championship tailgate from 4:15 to 6:15 p.m. Enjoy live mariachi performances, mascot appearances, and more.
Details at WildcatsRadio1290.com.
Looking for top-notch lumber and framing? Johnson Manley Lumber has been your trusted expert since 1970, specializing in both residential and commercial projects. Our experienced teams, cutting-edge technology, and reliable supply chain ensure your framing is on time and on budget every time. We're proud to be employee-owned and community-rooted in Tucson. Learn more at johnsonmanley.net. Proud supporter of the University of Arizona radio broadcast. Go Wildcats.
This is Bill Ryder with a Sports Minute, sponsored by WeatherGuard Truck and Van Equipment. They're just as driven as the hard-working pros they serve. Another day, another moment in which Arch Manning continues to become one of the biggest stories in all of sports. But the reality is Arch is going to need time and patience, not just at the start of the season against Ohio State, but maybe this year and next year as well. Let's all take a deep breath and accept his greatness might be inevitable, but so are the growing pains that are coming. I'm Bill Ryder.
For more than half a century, contractors and trade professionals have relied on WeatherGuard for heavy-duty truck and van storage equipment, not just to protect their tools, but to protect their professional reputations. Whether it's inside or outside of work vehicles, a WeatherGuard badge means pros can trust that their hard-earned name is in good hands. Since 1968 and every day since, WeatherGuard has been protecting anything it takes to build a professional reputation. WeatherGuard, established in 1968, proven every day. WeatherGuard.com.
This is the story of the one. As a lineman, he does whatever it takes to keep the power on in his community. And he wants a partner like Grainger who does the same. Grainger offers the professional-grade products he needs, from voltage detectors to harnesses to hard hats, plus fast, dependable delivery, so he can rise to every challenge. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
DK on the sports tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
The good thing about these early games on our BetMGM Network top plays is we can kind of monitor them and the bets we have tonight. Blue Jays over the Pirates. That's one of our plays today. Right now, the Blue Jays leading the Pirates 5-1, bottom of the third with Max Scherzer on the mound. So we're winning that one. Our other one was tonight, Mariners and Phillies over 8 runs. Right now, that one, well, it looks like they just scored. Phillies just got another run, so it's 3-1. So we've got 4 runs in the bottom of the third right now of that game. So looking good on both of those at the moment. That's what we like to see. 520, we need wins. We need wins desperately. I don't know if I said what our record is now. We're still 12 games under 500 at 8-20. So we've got a lot of work to do. We'd probably be in last place if we were in a division right now. 520-848-1290, 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. You can call us at that number. You can text us at that number. So obviously college football, there's not a lot of question here in Tucson in terms of who the starting quarterback is for the Arizona Wildcats. We know that that's going to be Noah Fifita, but there are other places around the country where quarterback jobs are being fought for, and one of those involved a Tucson youngster, Trayson Bourget, who is out of South Point Catholic High School. Originally went to college up at Michigan, up in the state of Michigan, not at the University of Michigan, but up in the state of Michigan in the Mid-American Conference at Western Michigan. Decided to come back down to BYU. Obviously, BYU had the situation over the summer where their quarterback, Jake Retzlaff, had to withdraw from school due to some sexual assault allegations. And as you know, if you don't know, at BYU, having sex on campus is kind of illegal. You're not supposed to do that. No
fraternizing.
Not supposed to do that. So even if you were not guilty of sexual assault, you were guilty of breaking the I don't know what they call it.
It's a contract. They have to sign a contract every year.
Code,
yeah.
Whatever they call it, that you're not going to participate in fornication, which, of course, apparently he did that. He did admit to doing that, so he transferred out. I believe he's now down at one of the schools in Texas, potentially, or somewhere. So Trayson Bourget all of a sudden had an opportunity to potentially win the quarterback's job at BYU. It was a 3-quarterback battle between himself, a true freshman, by the name of Bear Bachmeier, and also in on this race.
Great name.
Was Bear? You like Bear
Absolutely.
Bachmeier, huh? You like?
I mean,
Bear
Bear's a
Bachmeier.
good enough name, but when you go ahead and throw a Bachmeier at the end of it,
No, that's a football name. That's up there with the likes of like Bronco Nagurski. Like that's the great football name. Bear Bachmeier.
The other quarterback in the battle was a transfer from Utah State by the name of McKay Hillstead. So the winner of the battle between McKay Hillstead, that's an interesting name as well. It's spelled McCae. I don't know if I've ever seen McKay spelled like that, but there you go. Between McKay Hillstead.
Parents are getting real creative these days.
They are.
The realist Crawford. I mean, you can look up if you look up all time the 2025 all name college football team. There is some names on that list this year.
Every year, I'm
the coldest
more and more
Crawford
every year.
Yeah. So Bear Bachmeier has beaten out the other two, McKay Hillstead and Trayson Bourget out of Marana and South Point Catholic High School to be the starting quarterback. First time in the history. Now, I mean, of course, BYU is a quarterback school. They still call themselves a quarterback school, but they were known to put out some guys that could throw the football in the late 1970s and 80s. And first time ever that a true freshman has won the starting quarterback job at BYU. How about that?
Seems like, wasn't it Detmer who set like every record?
Yeah.
Just about, yeah.
How did he not play as a freshman?
Yeah, no.
He must have got the job week 2 or week 3.
Maybe.
Because I remember Ty Detmer playing a lot.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not exactly sure at what point he got the job there, but you're right. I mean, again, you talk about Ty Detmer, Jim McMahon, Steve Young. I mean, there's a lot of guys on that list, and obviously Detmer was a quarterback coming out of here, actually out of the state of Texas. He now coaches here, though, in the state of Arizona, up in Phoenix. But it's a laundry list of guys that have set the standard for that position at that school.
Sean Covey looks like he may have been the starter before Detmer got a couple of games in there.
Well, Detmer played in all 12 games as a freshman.
Right.
You knew he was going to be good. You knew he was going to be good.
He played in 12 games, 12 games, 12 games, and then 12 games. So he played 12 games all 4 years of his career, yeah.
Let's hear from Kalani Sitaki on why they chose Bear Bachmeier.
He throws a lot of completions. Yeah, he's really accurate. He's close to. Anyway, he throws a lot of completions. He's done a great job in camp taking care of the football. He's thrown the fewest interceptions of all the guys, and throws a really high completion percentage, and a lot of explosive plays. Threw a bunch of touchdown passes and just has done a good job leading our team. And he's very mature, man. Our players gravitate to him. He's a good leader. And, I mean, all these guys are good leaders, but rare to see a freshman who can lead the team the way he does every day.
All right, that was offense coordinator Aaron Roderick talking about Bear Bachmeier and what he brings to the table. But again, you heard him say explosive plays. We saw a lot of explosive plays from him. And I just go back to what I've been talking about for the last 2 weeks, two and a half weeks in terms of the Arizona Wildcats offense. I just have not seen a ton of – there have been some – don't get me wrong. There have been some explosive plays. I mentioned that there was one today, a long touchdown pass between Noah Fifita and Javon Watley, but there just have not been as many explosive plays, I think, from Arizona's offense in this fall camp that I would want to see kind of as it relates to what they're talking about there about how they made the decision on the quarterback at BYU. Let's hear another one from Aaron Roderick, who says the battle between McKay Hillstead and Trayson Bourget is not yet settled.
We're still working our way through that. I don't feel like we have to have a deadline on that, especially with we have 2 home games to start the season and a bye week after that. And all those guys have gotten so many reps in fall camp that when you get later into the season, you definitely have to focus in on who's getting the reps. But in the first couple games, we're going to run all the stuff we've been doing in fall camp. So I feel confident with either one of those guys, and we're going to keep working our way through it. It's very close between them.
There you go. Very close between Hillstead and Bourget for that number 2 position there behind Bear Bachmeyer. Kalani Sitake is the head coach. I hear his thoughts on why they chose Bear Bachmeyer as the starter.
As A-Rod explained all that already, so we're good. Like I said before, we settled it on the field, and so, we feel like that's the best move, and what we've seen in camp so far and all the practices, he gives us the best chance right now. And also, we have a lot of quarterbacks that can play, so that makes me feel good that if, hopefully we don't have to go down that route, but if we do, we have a lot of quarterbacks that can help us win games.
A-Rod. Okay, we got all kinds of A-Rods here. Aaron Roderick gets the nickname A-Rod from his head coach and boss, Kalani Sitake. Sitake on the upside of Bear Bachmeyer.
And I think that he's a big boy. Look at him. He wears number 47, and I think he can fill out that number. So that I think the ability that he has to be able to run the ball is a big part of what he can do for us on the offense. But again, all our quarterbacks can run. And they're athletic. The thing that I like about all of them, they can throw the ball. And so, quarterbacks going to have to manage the game and put points up. But I think he's willing to do it however we ask him to, whether it's throw the ball, hand the ball off, or run himself.
All right, so apparently as a youth, Bear Bachmeyer used to wear the number 47 when he was growing up playing linebacker and running back in Murrieta Valley. Which is kind of a little area there between San Diego and Los Angeles. So he still wears number 47. That is going to be weird to see a quarterback wearing number 47 in the Big 12.
Linebacker to quarterback. That's a nice migration.
that just shows you there's some athleticism to him.
Who is the most famous BYU football player?
The most famous? Steve Young?
I'd probably go to say, in terms of just pure fame, probably Mr. McMahon.
Oh, Jim. Yeah. You think Jim McMahon was more popular than Steve Young?
If you think about the
constant
sunglasses, media
the
surrounding him, absolutely McMahon over
What
Young.
about Andy Reid?
This is true.
He did play. He was a lineman there.
Okay.
He's had a little bit of success as a head football coach in the NFL more recently.
Interesting. Andy Reid. Yeah, I don't know that I think if you ask the BYU people, I don't know that they would say that, though.
Well, I think he was a small. He went to Glendale Community College, and then he transferred. So he wasn't a 4-year guy there.
Although most people remember Andy Reid particularly for his punt, pass, and kick appearance when he was in like high school on the Monday Night Football. They've shown that little clip of him hundreds of times now at this point.
I only bring it up because I think a lot of people forget that Andy Reid was a. He wasn't LDS at the time, but he converted later. But he was a football player at BYU.
This is a funny. I think we may have had Jay Drew. I think he's one of the writers up there on our show once before.
For sure.
Jay Drew tweeted out, "White smoke over Provo. BYU has chosen a Catholic starting quarterback."
Yeah.
Great stuff. All right, I know we have a lot of BYU Cougar folks in our community. If you love BYU, I want to hear from you. Bear Bachmeyer as your starting quarterback. 520-848-1290. 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. Dragon Ball's got everything happening in sports in Southern Arizona and around this massive world.
Well, following the strong scrimmage they had at McHale this past weekend, the Arizona volleyball team is looking to build on a season that saw them just miss out on a national tournament invitation. But if you ask head coach Rita Stubbs, the team seems to be carrying that momentum into this season seemingly from the very jump.
Well, we kept the momentum that we had from the fall that we transferred to the spring, and then we came right in. We didn't miss a beat. They work hard, and I've asked the players several times, how is this compared to last year? And the things that we're able to do in the gym by making ourselves more diverse, we weren't able to do it this fast last year.
And while they're still a way out from the Wildcat Classic, the volleyball team will have their first exhibition game this Saturday against Northern Colorado at 12 p.m. at McHale. And after announcing that rookie offensive lineman Hayden Connor would be potentially missing some time, the Cardinals made it official. They announced Connor will be out for multiple weeks with a knee injury. Connor had been impressing in camp, even opening up the second week of the preseason as the starting center before going down after the third play against the Broncos. The backup role now expected to fall back to John Gaines II to despite the fact that he's been dealing with a thumb injury of his own as the Cardinals prepare for their final preseason game against the Raiders. After 11 seasons in the NBA and 5 All-Star selections, former top overall pick John Wall has announced that he is officially retiring from the NBA. Wall played most of his career with the Washington Wizards after being the first selection in the 2010 draft out of Kentucky. Injuries plagued the second half of his career, however, never having played more than half the games in any of the past 6 seasons and not being on an NBA squad the past 2. With Wall retiring, Paul George is now the last member of the 2010 draft class left in the current NBA. I'm Dragon Ball with your 2020 Sports Update on Wildcats Radio 1290.
Nobody covers your Cats like we do, with press conferences, coaches shows, and play-by-play.
Bounce pass, a walk, a slam it home.
We bring you all the stories, highlights, and analysis of your Arizona Wildcats. We are Wildcats Radio 1290.
From the Auto Nation Honda and BMW of Tucson Traffic Center, it's Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic and weather together. Collisions Dodge Boulevard in Pima and also 6th Avenue south of I-10. Back up southbound Campbell at 6th Street. Actually, both directions on Campbell approaching 6 with road work there. Westbound on Speedway at Main Avenue. Busy traffic northbound Keno Parkway at I-10. And for your weather, there is a pretty good chance of showers up until about 5:15, 82 the overnight low, 103 with a 25% chance of rain tomorrow, and 102 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic and weather together.
This report is sponsored by Audible. Audible's romance collection has something to satisfy every side of you. Fall for a brooding duke, dive into a steamy romantasy series from Sarah J. Maas, or find the perfect rom-com from Lily Chu. Start listening free when you sign up for a 30-day trial at audible.com.
We all know just because gifts for loved ones can look like flowers, a spa day, or maybe even planning date night. But what about something that will truly last and protect your loved ones along the way? I'm talking about life insurance. I called SelectQuote to secure our coverage and couldn't believe how easy and affordable it was. I'm 40, and my $500,000 policy was only $16 a month. My husband's also 40, and his $500,000 policy was only $18 a month. And with their same-day coverage, there was no medical exam required, and we were covered by the time we hung up. With monthly payments less than the cost of a bouquet of flowers, this is the perfect time to make sure your family is protected.
Call SelectQuote at 1-800-596-2626 or go to SelectQuote.com to get your free quote today. That's 1-800-596-2626. 1-800-596-2626. Details on example rate at SelectQuote.com.
Average doesn't grow your business. Smart strategy does. Cumulus digital campaigns outperform industry benchmarks by over 25%. You're not average, and your results shouldn't be either. Visit cumulusdigital.com today to leave average behind.
It's time to talk Grizzly.
The air conditioner made specifically for Arizona summers.
Alaskan AC introduced the Grizzly a couple years ago, and the reviews are pouring in.
This one says, I love how quiet it is. I can hardly hear it come on, but I'm always comfortable.
Another person writes, finally an air conditioner that can withstand the desert heat and dust.
This one says, I like its fluffy fur and cute black nose.
Anyway, if it's time to upgrade your AC, you can't do better than the Grizzly.
Only available at Alaskan AC.
People love it.
Like this person who said, we live in an older home and the Grizzly keeps us comfortable in every room.
Or this guy, we live just outside of town and the dust is horrible. Glad we have an AC that can take it.
Or this one, he's so cuddly and has these adorable pads on his paws.
Gary, I think you're on a different webpage.
Gary, I think you're different.
Learn more about the Grizzly at AlaskanAC.com.
Texting enrolls you into recurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, Dan, how you doing? Haven't seen you around the gym for a while.
Yeah, I've really fallen off. Since I turned 40, I just don't get the results I used to get.
Could be lower testosterone.
Lower T?
Yeah, I went through it a while back. Once you hit 40, your body has less free testosterone. I got Nugenix Total T, and it's made a huge difference for me.
I've seen that ad on TV. Is it for real?
Oh, yeah. The key ingredient is something called Tesnor, which helps boost free and total testosterone levels to help you trim up and stay lean.
And it's made a difference for you?
Man, I feel like I'm in my 20s again, at work, in the gym, and in the bedroom.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try it for themselves?
Yeah, you just need to send them a text.
Text BREAK to 321-321 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T, the #1 selling testosterone booster at GNC. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, to help you get back into shape fast, absolutely free. Text BREAK to 321-321. That's BREAK to 321-321.
This is it, Tucson, the Indoor Football National Championship comes to the Tucson Convention Center. Saturday, August 23rd. The Vegas Nighthawks face off against the Green Bay Blizzard for the ultimate title. And you can be there for every hard-hitting and high-scoring moment. Kickoff is at 7:30 p.m. Get your tickets now at goifl.com. Be part of the action, feel the energy, and witness history in the making. The IFL National Championship. Saturday, August 23rd at the Tucson Convention Center.
The best place to get all the news and highlights of your Arizona Wildcats.
Back throws to the back of the end zone. Not open. It's caught. Touchdown, Arizona.
We are Wildcats Radio, 1290 KCUB Tucson, a Cumulus media station.
EK on the sports tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
Bear Bachmeier is the starting quarterback for the BYU Cougars. He is a true freshman. First time in school history, a true freshman will start at quarterback for the BYU Cougars. So we're talking about Ty Detmer. Ty Detmer actually redshirted his freshman year at BYU. And he, you mentioned, J-Dub, he played in all 12 games his first actual playing year, which was his redshirt freshman year.
True freshman starter.
Yeah, he...
Bear is the first true freshman starter. Yeah.
Exactly.
I missed the word there.
Yeah, Detmer started one game as a redshirt freshman, but he played in all 12 games and then was the starter his redshirt sophomore year in 1989.
So if you play in all 12 games of your redshirt season, isn't that not just...
No. He played one game in 87.
He redshirted in 80. He redshirted in 87.
87 was his redshirt year.
Played in 88 was his redshirt
And
freshman.
what's the rule, like less than 3 games or something like that?
Well, back
Something
then.
like that.
Back then, that's what I mean.
Yeah, you could play in...
I think it's like at least 3. So.
Now you can play in 4, and they can be at any time. I think it had to be like early in the season before.
Ty Detmer also left college as the all-time leading passer, and he had 15,000 yards. That was 1991. That wasn't eclipsed until Graham Harrell did it in 2008. So his record stood for 17 years.
Greg, there's another name, Graham Harrell, quarterback. Again, it's just a laundry list of guys that you can throw out, quarterbacks that have played at that particular school at BYU. Good stuff. So if you're BYU, if you like BYU, want to know your thoughts on Bear Bachmeier getting the ball to start the season.
How about Steve Sarkisian?
Sarkisian, there's another one. The head coach now at Texas, the number 1 program in the country. Yeah.
My favorite was Steve Young. As far as like aesthetics go, like as far as watching a dude play, oh man, like nobody, Joe Montana, I think a lot of the country, because back then there weren't a lot of television channels, so watching Joe Montana throw ducks around, but having every single one of them be perfectly placed. When he got injured, and that was it, back injury, and then there was he wasn't old; he was like in his early 30s or whatever. But when Steve Young took over, nobody thought that they could ever continue that stretch with the Niners. But man, as far as like guys who are willing to stay in the pocket, DK,
right?
But then if they needed to use their legs to get out and make something happen, he was that guy. Unreal.
Good stuff. Again, yeah, he and another guy that just really. And who I'm blanking on the coach's name during those times that coached all those quarterbacks back in the 70s.
At BYU.
The legendary coach at BYU. Oh gosh, I should remember this, and I cannot remember his name. But yeah, he was just great legendary coach of all of those quarterbacks.
Lavelle Edwards.
Lavelle Edwards, thank you, Lavelle Edwards. Yeah, just tremendous college football coach. Tremendous, especially in terms of passing the football. They just did a great job with all those offenses back in the day. All right, 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program, 520-848-1290. Let's talk about your Arizona baseball team, not the Wildcats, but those Diamondbacks.
Diamondbacks download. Baseball talk.
All right. Last night, my team came to town, the Cleveland Guardians, here to be known in this program as the Tribe still. And it was a good night for the Tribe on the hill. Gavin Williams pitched well, and Brian Arocchio delivered the big stick.
High fly ball, deep right field. Carroll back. He's out of room. It's out of here. Brian Arocchio's power surge continues. His third home run of the season. He just recently hit number 2 on the year, and he just hit a no-doubter to right field, and it makes it 3-0 Cleveland.
Nice job by Brian Arocchio. He had to be sent down earlier this year, but got a home run last night. Gavin Williams, 5 1/3 shutout innings, and then the bullpen kept it up after that until they allowed a run in the 9th inning. 3-1 final, Guardians over the D-backs. Afterward, Torey Lovello on the 3-1 loss.
We had a couple chances offensively. They were just few and far between. We just couldn't capitalize, take advantage of having some of the right guys in the right spots in some key situations. And, it was tough to build innings today. We did a couple times, created some traffic early with some walks, and then just good patient approaches. You look at Zach's line score at 6 and 3, and it's a quality start. He gets clipped for a couple home runs, maybe just out over mistakes. I don't know. I haven't had a chance to look at him or review him, but on a day where we score 6 runs, we're talking about how good Zach pitched. So I want to make sure that we acknowledge that he went out there and did his job and kept us in the game.
Zach Gallen, you need 6 innings, quality start, 3 earned runs, 5 hits, did not walk a batter, struck out 3, but did give up a couple of jacks, as you heard the manager say there. One to Brian Arocchio, and the other one to the new rookie first baseman, C.J. Kafis, for the Guardians. That was the emphasis of the game part of it. The Diamondbacks have now lost 4 games in a row after winning 6 of 7, so kind of back into their ways of tail spinning into, put a few wins together and then lose 3-4 games. And only 16,000 at the ballpark, 17,000 at the ballpark last night to watch that particular ball game. So the big news, obviously, though, has been what's been going on with Ketel Marte, rumblings by way of an article by Nick Pecoro that there's some teammates as well as people in the organization not happy with the number of days that Ketel Marte takes off, not happy that Ketel was not with the team for that first series after the All-Star break and was down in the Dominican Republic, and his house got robbed and on that whole scenario. And so this kind of all blew up again in a story that was written by Nick Pecoro of the Arizona Republic last week. And for the first time, Ketel Marte spoke on the matter at his locker with his interpreter yesterday. He apologized for missing that initial series after the All-Star break when the St. Louis Cardinals came to town.
Pido disculpas porque yo tenía plan venir para acá el jueves a parar rolling y eso. Y nada, pasó lo que pasó, me frustré y la mente se me cerró, pero públicamente pido disculpas porque yo tenía que estar aquí y lamentablemente me frustré y ya.
So, initially the intent was to come back on Thursday and be with his team and practice. He wants to publicly apologize for not backing that up. I mean, he obviously, due to the circumstance of the situation, he got frustrated and wasn't in a bad spot, but he truly wants to apologize for his teammates and everybody else that is supporting the team.
Among the other things that Ketel Marte addressed was the other side of this controversy is that he takes too many days off.
No creo que tome demasiados días de descanso. Tuve una lesión y como todo el mundo sabe, he estado teniendo problemas con los entries y el manager y yo nos comunicamos bien y es lo que trata de poner el mejor plan para mí para que yo esté saludable el año entero.
So the question was, how is he planning to deal with outsiders that are thinking that he takes too many days off. And in his opinion, it's something needed. He doesn't think that it's too many days off. He's had injuries in the past, and this is a plan that it's been integrated, taken within the coaching staff and himself in order to keep him on the field the longest.
Okay, so this is interesting because again, let's play this game here. I'm going to ask you guys this question. So Ketel Marte has been in the big leagues for 11 seasons. He came up initially with the Mariners in 2021. Really, his first true big league season was 2016. So this is his 10th full-time season in the major leagues. How many times in those 10, we'll say not the previous 9 because the season is not over. But how many times in the previous 9 years do you think he's played more than 140 games?
140?
140. Yeah. How many times has he played more than 140?
Four maybe.
I'll go with 2.
3. Yeah.
Okay.
3 times in 9 years he's played more than 140 games. He played in 2018 he had 153. 19 he played 144. But only one season since then, that was 23, played in 150. He only played in 136 games last year. So Ketel Marte traditionally he's not an Iron Man ball player. He's not a guy that's going to be out there for 100. I mean, and I'd be interested to know, and I haven't really looked this number up of late, like for everyday all-star style players, what's that number now? What's the general number of games in a 162 game season that they play? I know back in the day it was probably closer to maybe 145 was kind of that number that you would look at that most guys play, but I would be interested to compare him with some other guys now to say, okay, is that number closer to 135, 140? Is a guy getting 20 to 25 days off every single season and not, what is that number right now so we could begin to kind of formalize? Is he not playing enough games? Should he be playing more games? I mean, there's no question this is the best guy in the lineup. Okay, so last year he had 36 home runs and drove in 95 runs in 136 games. There were some injuries, so you count that back. He missed 26 games. He missed 26 games on a team that missed the playoffs by 1 game. Okay? So in any of those 26 games, could Ketel Marte gone out there? You start to ask yourself these questions. Could Ketel Marte have gone out there and potentially had an effect on enough of those games that the Diamondbacks don't miss the playoffs by 1 game? When he's your best player, and do you expect that of your best player, to be able to be out there more than 136 games when you're in a pennant race? And again, there's a lot of different ways you can look at what happened last year. I mean, there was games down the stretch they should have won that they didn't win, but you could look at games in the middle of the season that they didn't win. But again, the way they're making this sound is that these off days are scheduled in to whatever regimen he's got with this team.
I mean, he's not a closer, and he's not a middle reliever, so I don't think he had much to do with them missing out by 1 game last year. Yeah. This year, he's missed 33 games, but he had the hammy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, hamstring injury is rough in baseball because that's could be a slow healing or whatever. Relative to his overall career, DK, I mean, I would hope that the manager and your best player have a good rapport and that you have a communication going on and that everybody's on the same page, and that if the player, as he said there through his translator, it's a part of the plan to keep his body right. So if it's one of those, 3 days on, 1 day off or whatever, and that's a regimen, and what David Kelly just said right there, Dragon Ball, as a Diamondbacks fan, you sure would have liked to have seen them follow up on that World Series by making the playoffs. And if your best player's missing so many games, you obviously have much less of a chance to win those games.
Baseball is such an unforgiving sport in that you can have a World Series appearance 1 year, and then you will be in a perpetual state of just missing and then being completely out of a playoff race for the next 10 years.
They call it a window.
It's a very small window in baseball, particularly in a world in which we currently live, where a lot of teams are hyper-loading and getting a lot of extra talent to try and go ahead and keep other teams from trying to catch up with them. It's not about them trying to get better. It's them trying to say, we don't want you to catch up. In the Diamondbacks case, if it's a situation where this was the plan at the entire time to keep Ketel Marte as healthy as they possibly could for a chance at a backdoor slide-in wild card appearance, then maybe the team should have been informed of that plan as well. If it's a situation where the team is having issue with Ketel having the days off, the team should have just been told, guys, this is what we have set up. We need to go ahead and keep certain guys as healthy as we possibly can, particularly guys that have already had issues in the first half of the season. If the team wasn't told that, and the reported murmurs of unsettled, teammates saying, why is he taking all these days off? Tell the team. Let them know this is what our plan is right now. If you don't like it, hey, when you get to have the opportunity to be the manager for the team, then you can make that decision.
Know what I don't like is scapegoating. When you have a team that clearly didn't live up to last year's expectations, at this year at the trade deadline, their fire sale, they're getting rid of all their best pitchers and their best power hitter. And Ketel Marte has been their best player, give or take 1A, 1B type of thing for some time. So when local media points that whole thing about going home, that was a scheduled trip, right, to the Dominican Republic after the All-Star game.
Mm-hmm. Well, that was one of the things. Was it a scheduled trip? Because there were some play. The thought was he was going to be coming back to Phoenix on the plane with the rest of the guys.
Yeah, no.
There.
What I mean is the trip was planned. The length of the trip was not planned. So they, from what I've read, that was a plan, and everybody understood. And everybody's on the same page. But he was meant to be back sooner than that. So, I guess what I'm saying is, I feel like there's a lot of local media up there in the Valley who are looking to complain about something on that Diamondbacks team. Mm-hmm. And how many articles, DK, have been written about is Torey Lovullo on the hot seat?
Yeah.
Right. How many of those articles have been written? And when you've written enough of those and your editor says, hey, enough with the hot seat talk, you got to turn to something else. And clearly, Ketel Marte has been a huge positive for that organization over these past, 8-9 years. I find it hard to place the blame outside of a dude who just shows up and doesn't care about his job, doesn't care about what he's doing, and gives minimal effort after he's gotten a big contract, that type of thing. I don't think it's one guy's fault that the Diamondbacks sold at the deadline this year. Let's put it that way.
All right, when we come back, we'll give you some numbers as it relates to the best player on the team that the Diamondbacks are going to play tonight. DK on the sports tip. Cricket is getting you home every 20 minutes on the fives with your traffic and your weather.
From the Auto Nation Honda and BMW of Tucson Traffic Center, it's Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic and weather together. Had an earlier crash on Hardy east of La Cañada. Busy traffic and slowdowns. Keno Parkway near I-10 with road work there. Slowdowns southbound La Cholla approaching Ahaway in both directions of traffic on Campbell at 6th Street. Road work slowing as well. Have a tiny chance of showers into the evening. 82 our overnight low. 25% chance of rain in 103 tomorrow and 101 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic and weather together.
This report is sponsored by the International Hot Rod Association.
The International Hot Rod Association and Durana Hybrid, where the roar of the engine meets the torque of the wrench. IHRA and Durana Hybrid are bringing back the thrill of racing and the pride of skilled trades. Through mentorship and education, we're fueling the future. On the track and in the trade. Get your tickets at IHRA.com.
The jungle has moved afternoon, so grab your best Tucson tuxedo and join us on the Jim Rome Show weekdays from noon till 3 p.m. right here on the flagship home of your Arizona Wildcats, Wildcats Radio 1290.
Back to UberTube expert Eugene Snurkle and his best friend Doug.
Eugene, is it true you can't fix your car's air conditioning, so you're moving to Alaska or the North Pole or something?
Sorry, Doug. I meant to tell you, but I just can't seem to crack the code on fixing my car's AC.
Sorry to interrupt, Eugene, but we all know how this needs to end with a trip to Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care. Hi folks, Sean Furrier here with some sizzling summer specials. Besides the chilly prices on AC repair and big tire rebates, we've also got Duramax 5-year free replacement batteries on sale this month with a $25 installation credit. That means free installation for most cars and trucks.
Seems a bit extreme.
Yes, Doug, an extremely tough battery built for Arizona, and you can be extremely confident in the Duramax 5-year free replacement guarantee. So for award-winning service, call or stop by one of our 14 area locations or make an appointment online. Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care, since 1960, here to get you there.
There are many reasons you might need Dorado Rockin' Materials. A few bare spots in the yard, the driveway needs filling in, or it could be that the yard needs a whole makeover. Whatever the reason, if your yard has the summertime blues, Dorado Rockin' Materials has everything from sand to boulders and every rock and pebble in between. If you need help spreading it, we have options for that too. Call 400-4233. Dorado Rockin' Materials. The right service, the right product, the right price.
Arizona is expecting record-breaking highs this year. Is your AC ready to handle it? When systems work over time, they break down. You might hear weird noises, smell something off, or worse, feel no cool air at all. Rightway is standing by with 15% off any AC repair to get you cooled off fast. Or play it smart. Book your $65 AC tune-up now and avoid emergency calls when the Arizona heat gets brutal. Call 520-640-COOL or visit rightwayac.com.
We all know just because gifts for loved ones can look like flowers, a spa day, or maybe even planning date night. But what about something that will truly last and protect your loved ones along the way? I'm talking about life insurance. I called SelectQuote to secure our coverage and couldn't believe how easy and affordable it was. I'm 40, and my $500,000 policy was only $16 a month. My husband's also 40, and his $500,000 policy was only $18 a month. And with their same-day coverage, there was no medical exam required, and we were covered by the time we hung up. With monthly payments less than the cost of a bouquet of flowers, this is the perfect time to make sure your family is protected.
Call SelectQuote at 1-800-596-2626 or go to SelectQuote.com to get your free quote today. That's 1-800-596-2626. 1-800-596-2626. Details on example rate at SelectQuote.com.
It's part sports.
Kudos, they got it done. Doesn't matter if they win championships.
Part pop culture.
Jerry Bruckheimer. How did this come about?
After we finished Top Gun, Joe Kosinski came to me and said, I have this idea about making an F1 movie. I mean, these things are rocket ships.
Add in the best celebrity interviews.
Here with Jerry Seinfeld. Was it truly a pitch about a show about nothing?
The original pitch was how a comedian gets his material, which Larry and I knew we were lying when we said it, because nobody wants to see that.
And you've got the Rich Eisen Show podcast. Follow and listen on your favorite platform.
Hey, it's DK on the Sports Tip. Don't miss a minute of the best Arizona Wildcats coverage in town. Tell your Alexa device to play Wildcats Radio 1290. This is your home of Arizona football, men's basketball, and baseball. Wildcats Radio 1290.
Westwood One presents Today in Women's Sports. Basketball Hall of Famer Sue Bird is now the first WNBA player to be honored with a statue. Bird retired 3 years ago, and on Sunday, the Seattle Storm unveiled the bronze replica of their franchise icon. Bird was drafted by Seattle with the first overall pick in 2002. She played her entire career with the Storm and led them to 4 league championships. The Storm had already retired her number 10 jersey, and with this new statue, she's even further immortalized as a legend in Seattle.
This statue doesn't just belong to me, it belongs to Seattle. It belongs to every fan who believed in women's basketball when the rest of the world wasn't paying attention. It belongs to every teammate who trusted my passes, every coach who had the belief to put the ball in my hands at the end of games, and every person who made Climate Pledge Arena and Key Arena before it feel like home for over 2 decades.
With Today in Women's Sports, I'm Maggie Gray on Westwood One.
Did you hear? Allstate car insurance now costs even less. So when you bundle with home, you can save even more. Check Allstate first to bundle and save with a new lower auto rate. You're in good hands with Allstate. Not available in every state. Only applicable for new auto insurance business. Rates will vary by several factors, including how you purchase the policy. Potential savings may vary. Allstate North American Insurance Company and Affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Moms and dads, do you wish you could know where your kids' shoes are at all times? Now you can with Skechers' newest Apple AirTag compatible sneakers, Find My Skechers. There's a clever hidden AirTag compartment under the shoe's insole. It's sleek, secure, and your child can't feel or see it. Then you can check where your kids' shoes are on the Find My app. Plus, they're available for boys and girls. Get Find My Skechers at Skechers.com, a Skechers store near you, or wherever kids' shoes are sold. Apple AirTags sold separately.
DK on the Sports Tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
520-848-1290. At the heart of the controversy in Phoenix is Ketel Marte. And you heard from Ketel Marte in the last segment. Let's hear now from his manager, Torey Lovullo, who spoke after Ketel did in the clubhouse yesterday.
I know there's an elephant in the room, and I'll just say what I want to say about it. I know that Ketel talked to you guys, and I'm proud of him for doing that. That's not easy for him to do, and I know he showed some vulnerability. And I'm really proud of him for digging in the way that he did. What I will say about Ketel are the things that I know. He's a great teammate. He's a great young man. He goes out there and plays hard every single day for the Arizona Diamondbacks, and he just wants to win baseball games. That's it. And I really don't want to say much more than that, other than speaking about what I know of him, and it's over. I want to put it behind us because we got baseball games. We got to go out there and win, and I think that's our main focus. We put ourselves right back into this race by playing good baseball and focusing on baseball. Maybe the past couple of days that's drifted away from us, but I think at the end of the day, we got to go out there and fight together, finish games, play 27 outs. At the end of the night, we know that we did our best to do everything to focus on the right things, and that's where I want us to live every single day.
All right, that was Torey Lovullo talking about the Ketel Marte situation. So I want to throw these numbers out to you in terms of what we were talking about in the last segment. Ketel Marte is 31 years old, and the best player on the Cleveland Guardians side of it is 32 years old. His name is Jose Ramirez. He's a 7-time All-Star, would have been 8 straight All-Star games had there not been a pandemic in 2020. Since the pandemic, beginning with the 2021 season, these are the games played by Jose Ramirez. 152, 157, 156, 158, and he has played 121 games so far this season. So in the last 3 years alone, Jose Ramirez has averaged 157 games played. Over that same time, Ketel Marte has averaged 141 games played because he played in 137 and 22, 150, which is the second most of his career, in 23, which was the year that the Diamondbacks went to the World Series, and then 136 last season.
You're going to the game tomorrow. Is this your fandom coming out and you're just saying Cleveland's better than Phoenix? Is that what this is?
What I'm saying is the best player on your team has to be in the lineup.
I'm making jest.
Has to be in the lineup.
Clearly, I think, and everybody leads so differently. But you think about the guys who are those Iron Men, and a big part of that attitude, DK, is I'm always going to be early to the ballpark. I'm always going to get extra work in. I'm never going to miss a game, because anybody who's watching that, whether they're rookies or fifth-year guys or whatever, you're showing an example of what you think it takes to be successful at this level.
Mm-hmm.
And so we look at those guys, those Cal Ripken-type guys, and think that that's the gold standard. I don't know Ketel Marte. I don't know his injury issues. The way he said that through his interpreter made it sound like their goal is to keep as healthy as possible throughout the season, and they think that missing a game every so often, every 10 games or whatever, is the way to do it.
Yeah. Well, again, it's if you look at just the history of it, he's a guy that maybe plays about 135, 140 games, and just looking at I just Googled what's the average for an everyday player, and the average is between 150, is at least 150. So if Ketel wants to be in that stature player where we're talking about guys that teams can depend on, 136, 140 games is just not enough. It's just not enough. I remember, and sometimes it's a mentality. It's a mentality. And I remember earlier in the year, a situation where Jose Ramirez got hit on the hand, and basically he walked in to Stephen Vogt's office and said, "Put my name in the lineup." put my name in the lineup. Stephen Vogt was going to say, no, we're going to give you some days off. He said, no, you write my name in the lineup. And those are guys. And I'm not saying that at times Ketel Marte maybe is not that guy. Maybe there are times when he is that guy, but those are the guys that dudes line up behind on baseball teams. They line up behind the guys that, yeah, my hand ain't right, but put my name on that lineup card. I'm going out there tonight.
What you're saying is, I don't need that finger. Just get me back in the game.
Yes.
Ronnie Lott.
I'll play with a broken leg. I'll pull the Jack Young blood.
Exactly.
I'll do that. But DK, what are they playing for? If you can't incentivize the player, that's got to be the other part of this too, and that's where maybe Torey Lovullo's name does come into the conversation here. You're just about 5.5 games back, maybe 6.5 games back. I haven't looked at the numbers right now recently, but they're in a slump. If you look at your team and you tell them, hey, I know we've got an outside chance at a playoff spot, and it's not looking great for us right now, but if you guys shape up and just do what I know you're capable of doing, we still got a chance to make some noise. No one expected us to get to the World Series a couple years ago, but we did. Maybe no one expects us to get to the playoffs this year, but maybe we can. If Torey Lovullo and the rest of the coaching staff of the Diamondbacks can't incentivize a guy like Ketel Marte to say, you know what, I know you're hurt, but you know what's at stake here. If they can't do that, then that's the other part of the conversation. You can go ahead and have a guy that just wants to win as much as the next guy. But if they aren't getting any kind of feeling from the coaching staff that the season still has some value to it, maybe that's the other part of it. Maybe that's the other part of the equation that needs to be brought into discussion.
Yeah, and that's why I said, I would hope that there's a level of communication between the skipper and their best players, and understanding that, we need you tonight. You can't miss this game. You've already missed a couple. It's no different than a high school teacher with a really bright young student that they're trying to, teach. You got to be there. You got to show up. But if he's not there, DK, when Torey needs him there, that's another issue altogether. Yeah. That's not what I'm hearing. But if that's the case, then don't you think that if you've got a star player like that who maybe misses a lot more games than you need to, don't you don't tell any other organization about that and find a way to move him for somebody who is going to be there in every game in the lineup?
And I'm curious because of the way that obviously Marte presented this as this is an organizational thing. If they were asked about that, because if somebody asked Torey, well, is this how you guys have this aligned for him? Because I'll go back to what David said earlier. Then that needs to be communicated. That needs to be, and I get the whole thing. Well, sometimes these are injury related issues, and we don't want to talk about those, and we don't want to say what's going on with guys. But you need if you've got a plan where a guy's only going to play a certain number of games, you might want to figure out a way to communicate that not only, and if you don't want to communicate it to the public, at least communicate it in your clubhouse so you don't have other players whispering to reporters about, well, I don't know. I mean, Jesus Christ, I walk in here again and Ketel's not in the lineup.
And the dumbest thing about this is if it's completely transparent, for all we know, there's a utility guy, right? Somebody who isn't in the starting lineup but can play second or short, play one of those middle infielder spots that you have that you want to get at bats for.
Well, they thought that was Jordan Lawler, but that hasn't worked out.
Well, that's what I mean. I'm not talking about the Diamondbacks specifically. I'm just talking about there are situations where your star player may play less games than 162, but that's because you have other guys that you're trying to get in the lineup to get at bats in case later in the season you might need those guys to have confidence there.
Yeah, because sometimes you need to go ahead and make sure that you put in a guy who can hit a left-hander in the middle of the fifth inning or something along those lines. And sometimes you get some of those star players, DK, those guys are just like, no, I'm just going to keep swinging at the high inside fastball because that's what I can carry. It doesn't matter what the pitcher is. It's just that's their pitch, and they're always looking for it. And we've seen that from even some of the more established players in major leagues, like guys like Giancarlo Stanton. I personally think he's a one pitch hitter.
Right.
And that's all he does.
One would think that the simple motivation that there are 100,000 people that would take your place tomorrow is enough. right? I mean, how many people are waiting in the wings to get into the majors?
Yeah.
More than a few. More than a few.
For sure. DK on the Sports Tip, 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. Our Desert Diamond Casino replay is coming up for you straight ahead, and a little bit more as well. We've got, we were talking about the all-name team a little bit earlier, and one of the all-name guys in the Big 12 in terms of basketball is looking for a new school. We'll tell you about that straight ahead. Cricket is getting you home every 20 minutes on the fives with your traffic and your weather.
From the Auto Nation, Honda and BMW of Tucson Traffic Center, this is Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic and weather together. Expect backups on Keno Parkway near I-10. There's road work, a lot of travel changes there and closures. The eastbound I-10 off-ramp to northbound Keno Parkway closed, and the southbound Keno Parkway on-ramp to eastbound I-10 shut down. There is a detour in place that allows traffic to make those connections at a new traffic signal on Keno south of I-10. Have a slight chance of showers into the evening, 82 the low. Tomorrow, 103 with a 25% chance of rain and 100 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic and weather together.
This report is sponsored by Payday. Hardworking people need a hardworking candy bar. Packed with peanuts and filled with golden caramel, Payday is definitely working hard for you. So grab one now to power you through the day. Payday Peanut Caramel Bar. Get to it.
Wow, this is bad.
Oh no. How bad? When will my AC be fixed?
You know, I don't know. It's your flux capacitor. They don't make them anymore. Special order. Couple grand easy.
Oh my God, what?
Don't get air-conned into paying for shoddy service and stuff you don't need. Put Goodfellas on the job. Goodfellas AC will repair or install your AC the right way the first time. You'll know up front exactly what it'll cost and how long it'll take. No surprises and free second opinions. Good service, good prices, Goodfellas.
Oh, could this vintage store be any cuter?
Right? And the best part? They accept Discover.
Accept Discover? In a little place like this? I don't think so, Jennifer.
Oh, yeah, huh? Discover's accepted where I like to shop. Come on, baby, get with the times.
Right, so we shouldn't get the parachute pants?
These are making a comeback. I think.
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on the February 2025 Nielsen report.
2 hours ago, Kyle arrived at the bar.
Hey, what's everyone drinking?
30 minutes ago, Kyle got his friends another round of drinks.
Cheers!
5 minutes ago, Kyle decided to drive home drunk. A minute ago, a law enforcement officer pulled up behind Kyle.
Sir, have you been drinking tonight?
A chain of events that began 2 hours ago is about to change Kyle's whole world. Drive sober or get pulled over. Paid for by NHTSA.
If you're 55 or older and into that whole saving money thing, T-Mobile has an exclusive phone and internet bundle just for you. Right now, get 2 unlimited phone lines plus 5G home internet for just $30 each per month with AutoPay, plus taxes and fees. And with 5G home internet, setup is easy with just one cord and no technician needed, which is great if you're also into that whole keeping it simple thing. Switch now and experience the best mobile network in the U.S. Visit your local store to start saving. T-Mobile, it's better over here.
Based on analysis by Ookla of speed test intelligence data Q4 2024 to Q1 2025. Ookla trademarks used under license. Unlimited on our network. Customers on voice plan may notice speeds lower than other customers and further reduction if using more than 50 gigs a month due to data prioritization. Video streams and SD on this plan. Home internet pricing after $20 a monthly bill credit plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. See 5G device coverage and access details at T-Mobile.com.
Texting enrolls you into recurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, Dan, how you doing? Haven't seen you around the gym for a while.
Yeah, I've really fallen off. Since I turned 40, I just don't get the results I used to get.
Could be lower testosterone.
Lower T?
Yeah, I went through it a while back. Once you hit 40, your body has less free testosterone. I got Nugenix Total T, and it's made a huge difference for me.
I've seen that ad on TV. Is it for real?
Oh, yeah. The key ingredient is something called Tesnor, which helps boost free and total testosterone levels to help you trim up and stay lean.
And And it's made a difference for you?
Man, I feel like I'm in my 20s again. At work, in the gym, and in the bedroom.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try it for themselves?
Yeah, you just need to send them a text.
Text BREAK to 321-321 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T, the #1 selling testosterone booster at GNC. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, to help you get back into shape fast. Absolutely free. Text BREAK to 321-321. That's BREAK to 321-321.
It's DK on the sports tip. Did you hear what we were talking about?
Dragon Ball, if you were going to be given an NIL for NAU, what sport would that have been?
Probably would have had to try it out for at least the Quidditch team. Because
Quidditch?
No, I bet.
Wow.
Yeah,
I
for
don't
sure.
even know what that is. What is Quidditch?
Quidditch is
It's a wizard sport.
It's a
Is that
wizard
card game.
It's kind of like lacrosse on a broomstick with magic.
DK on the sports tip, Monday through Fridays at 3 right here on Wildcats Radio 1290.
This is Zach Gelb with the Sports Minute. Yesterday, the Cleveland Browns named Joe Flacco their starting quarterback, and then reports immediately surfaced that the Browns could carry 4 quarterbacks on their opening day roster. There's no doubt in my mind that Joe Flacco won't last the entire season as a Browns starting QB, and I do believe it's inevitable that Dylan Gabriel and Shedeur Sanders will start games at some point this year as well. Kenny Pickett is the wild card, but if he's on the Browns roster to start the season, he'll probably start at least a game or 2 as well. I'm Zach Gelb.
Get a bottle of Seafoam motor treatment for just $8.99 and receive 5 times O rewards points with the purchase at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
In a world parched for excitement, Twisted Tea's your refreshing thrill ride of flavor. The hard iced tea that's smooth, made with real brewed tea and 5% alcohol. Twisted Tea. Keep it twisted.
Twisted Tea Brewing Company, Cincinnati, Ohio. Please drink responsibly.
DK on the sports tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
I think sometimes because he plays in Arizona, you lose touch with how good a player Ketel Marte is. In a lineup that's got Freeman and Machado and Tucker, he's the guy that bats third. And he sends a rocket on the ground down the first baseline. It will roll all the way to the corner. Ohtani has scored. Acuna Jr. being waved. There's no throw. And there is the excellence of Ketel Marte.
Ketel Marte in the lineup tonight, batting second for your Arizona Diamondbacks behind the leadoff hitter, Geraldo Perdomo, who was one of his most staunchest supporters in the clubhouse when this whole brouhaha blew up last week.
And whatever happened today happened, you saw we lost. But I want to get something clear about one of my teammates. I'm tired of this. It's going to be for all reporter and all the writer. It's been this is the second time something came out from Marte. Please, he just want to play baseball. I don't want to speak as a team. I want to play as a brother. He just want to play baseball. Just let the guy alone. It's been too much for him. You know what I mean? I feel he doesn't deserve that. Whatever happened in the past, it was in the past. We're playing good baseball right now, and I feel we just want to have fun and we just want to play. Just please, you guys have to stop. You know what I mean? Whoever writing, whoever saying in the media or outside, please, we just want to play baseball and keep that guy alone, please. That's it. That's what I want to say.
All right, that was Geraldo Perdomo. That was after one of the games in Denver after this all blew up, which coincidentally, obviously, it was about the time this losing streak started, which is now 4 games for your Arizona Diamondbacks. Geraldo Perdomo will bat first tonight. Ketel Marte second, Corbin Carroll third, Lourdes Gurriel Jr. in the cleanup spot, DH. Pavin Smith back in the lineup, first base. Blake Alexander over at third, Jake McCarthy in left, Alec Thomas in center, and Jose Herrera will catch tonight with Eduardo Rodriguez on the mound against the Cleveland Guardians this evening. So there you go. Baseball tonight. I will be up there tomorrow. Looking forward to seeing my Guards play in the final game of this series, which will be a early start, a business person's special. I guess I can call myself a business person tomorrow because I am a business person and I am special and I'll be there. So there you go.
There you go.
How many fireball shots by the third inning?
That's a golf thing. That is a golf thing. That is I only do that when I play golf.
Okay. Are you a Cracker Jack eater at the stadium?
Yes.
Okay.
I will eat Cracker Jacks. I will have a Cracker Jack for sure. We were talking about All Name Team. One of the members of the All Name Team in college basketball is looking for a new home. Jizzle James, dismissed today by the University of Cincinnati. Averaged 12 points last season. The son of Edgerrin James, the NFL running back. We had a chance to see Jizzle play when the Wildcats went down to Cincinnati this past year. We only played them once, if I'm not mistaken. There were not 2 games. So it'll be interesting to see where Jizzle ends up now that he's no longer a Cincinnati Bearcat. Too bad.
It'll be interesting to see how quickly he gets onto a new program because with
starting.
Because with him being dismissed,
the timing is odd. Yeah.
It's a very odd point in time. So, I mean, would he even be eligible potentially to go onto another team for this upcoming season?
There has to be stipulations. You would think with being let go by. It depends, I'm sure, with the circumstances.
Yeah.
Time now for your your Casino del Sol. Don't make that mistake. Casino del Sol replay is brought to you by Casino del Sol. Sol Sports, home of award-winning dining, gaming, resorts, and golf. Casino del Sol. And we had a chance earlier to talk to the athletics director at Pima College. His name is Ken Hakimi. Ken Hakimi, if you did not know, he has a master's degree from Northern Arizona, played baseball at Oklahoma City University in Oklahoma City, and then went on and got a master's at Northern Arizona. I asked him about getting that degree, if he felt like he was going to need that, if he potentially wanted to get into some type of administration on either the high school or the collegiate level.
It's funny that you ask, because yesterday we had an event at a welcome back event with all of our student athletes, and I spoke to them all just about the opportunity to start their career at Pima College, which is what I did back years and years ago. And at that time, Coach Allday gave me an opportunity to come to Pima College. I never thought I was going to college. My parents were young when they had me. They were hardworking, parents that didn't go to college, and it wasn't something that was important. Excuse me. I'm sorry, I'm at my house. But it wasn't something that was important to me and my family. But the opportunity to continue to play baseball, led me to Pima College. And then once I was there and continued to play and then go on to the next level and go to Oklahoma City and get my degree, and once I was done with that and I came back to Tucson, I just felt like, you know what, I've gone this far. I want to get a master's degree just in case I have an opportunity to be an administrator at some level. And so while I was coaching at the University of Arizona, I had a full-time teaching job, and I started coaching at the U of A, and then I was working on my master's degree at night. So yeah, it all worked out in the end.
Ken Hakimi, Pima College athletics director, is our guest. Ken, we were talking about, we talk a lot about the Directors' Cup as it relates to the Wildcats and the NCAA sports and where they rank nationally in that respect in terms of success on the athletics field. Pima College also has something similar on the JC level. The National Alliance of Two-Year College Athletic Administrators run Case Cup standings, and you guys finished 9th in that this past year with 119.5 points. That was first among ACC conference schools. It was also 11 of the sports in the athletic department had at least a number of teams that competed or finished in the top 10. What does that mean for the department as a whole, just to have success across the board in pretty much all of the sports that you have?
I mean, it's a great accomplishment for our department as a whole. You know, I mean, it just means that, you know, we have some great programs that are, you know, doing well on the field and, you know, on the court and on the track and winning championships. You know, but the thing I'm most proud of is the fact that we have so many kids who are moving on and so many kids who have done so well academically. And we had 88 academic All-Americans. And, you know, that for me is what I'm most proud of, is the fact that, you know, our coaches find the time to make sure that our student athletes are putting in the time in the classroom. And so they have that opportunity to move on to the next level, because we've all had great players, but sometimes they get lost in, you know, the academic shuffle. And so we're trying extremely hard to make sure that we support all of our student athletes so they have success in the classroom, so they have opportunities to move on. And, you know, I think we've done a pretty good job with that.
That was Ken Hockamy, the athletics director at the Pima College. It is your Casino del Sol replay, brought to you by Casino del Sol, home of award-winning dining, gaming, resorts, and golf. I almost played Suilo this past weekend, but we did not end up doing that. Ended up going to El Rio and playing El Rio with Glenn Howe and his wife. Good time out there on Sunday for sure. All right, that is going to wrap up our show. A couple things I want to tell you about before we get out of here today. The fellows will be manning the seat tomorrow. I'll be off tomorrow, so I'm going to head up and see my Tribe take on the Diamondbacks in Game 3 of their series this week. Looking forward to getting up and seeing some baseball at Chase Field. I've not been to a game. I don't think I went to any games at Chase Field last year. So it's been since, I believe, the last time that Cleveland was here 2 summers ago in June. Was the last time I actually got up to see a game up there. So looking forward to that. Thursday, we're going to be at Marana High School, Dragon Ball's alma mater, for the Marana High School Athletics Media Day. Looking forward to that. Again, we've been out there now. This will be our 3rd consecutive year over at Marana High School. Philip Stewart does a great job with that football program up there and putting on this event. And so we're pleased to have an opportunity to go over there and interview the folks, all the young men and women who are going to be competing for Marana this fall. So looking forward to that on Thursday. And then Friday, we'll announce it right now, our first It's Almost Friday night of the season. We are going to be at Santa Rita High School. Santa Rita High School for the Eagles home opener against the Catalina Trojans. Looking forward to that. We'll be there Friday for our show from 3 to 6, talking to hopefully a lot of these student athletes as well as honor students from Santa Rita High School as we get you start for week 1 of the high school football season. The Conference 1, 2, and 3 schools will all be getting going with their games this weekend. Santa Rita and Catalina Friday night. We'll be there for our It's Almost Friday night show. Looking forward to another season of that. That's going to wrap up today. Appreciate Ken Hockamy for joining us. Quentin Randolph from the Vegas Nighthawks. IFL football this Saturday for Dragon Ball, for cricket, and JW Mad. My name is David Kelly. That's our time for tonight. Thank you very much for your time. We'll talk to you tomorrow. DK on the Sports Tip, 3 o'clock right here on Wildcats Radio, 1290.
From the Auto Nation Honda and BMW of Tucson Traffic Center, this is Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather Together. With backups both directions on Campbell at 6th Street, roadwork there. Some slowing also on Country Club at 5th, 6th Street, and busy on westbound Speedway Boulevard approaching Main Avenue. Tiny chance of showers tonight, 82 the low, 103, 25% chance of rain tomorrow, 100 now. Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Rooter Ranger 24/7 Plumbing, Sewer, and Drains. For fast, affordable plumbing and emergency drain services, call Rooter Ranger and get out of plumbing danger. RooterRanger.com.
888-7-RANGER. Get you out of plumbing danger.
Discover luxury at BMW of Tucson. your premier BMW dealership. Explore our extensive inventory, lease specials, and state-of-the-art service. Visit us at the Tucson Auto Mall or at bmwoftucson.com today.
We pass them on the streets every day. Our homeless neighbors are facing Tucson's brutal summer heat and storms. Hi, I'm Lisa Chastain with Gospel Rescue Mission. That's why we've launched Operation Rescue from the Heat, a safe, cool place, meals, showers, clean clothes, and an invitation to our life-transforming programs. With your support, lives are being saved and dignity is being restored. If you want to help, or if you know someone who needs help, go to grmtucson.com.
Arizona is expecting record-breaking highs this year. Is your AC ready to handle it? When systems work overtime, they break down. You might hear weird noises, smell something off, or worse, feel no cool air at all. Rightway is standing by with 15% off any AC repair to get you cooled off fast. Or play it smart. Book your $65 AC tune-up now and avoid emergency calls when the Arizona heat gets brutal. Call 520-640-COOL or visit rightwayac.com.
Nobody covers your Cats like we do, with press conferences, coaches shows, and play-by-play.
It is over. Cats have won it.
We bring you all the stories, highlights, and analysis of your Arizona Wildcats. We are Wildcats Radio 1290.
Average doesn't grow your business. Smart strategy does. At Cumulus Digital, our campaigns outperform industry benchmarks by more than 25% because we go beyond clicks and impressions, showing you exactly who saw your ad. We build solutions that fit more than 4,000 businesses that partner with us every month. Let's build one for you. You're not average, and your marketing results shouldn't be either. Visit cumulusdigital.com today.
Sponsored by Progressive Insurance. If you're a renter, make sure you're protected. Renter's insurance includes options that cover stolen property, personal injury, and living expenses if your place is damaged. Quote renter's insurance at progressive.com.
There's nothing like when you get that part from eBay and it just fits. Yeah, the first time. So you can do less of this and get right back to more of this. At eBay, you'll find all the parts you need, guaranteed to fit, at prices you'll love. Sounds good, doesn't it? eBay, things people love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Every day is a balancing act, with work, family, goals, all asking for more. It helps to have tools that meet you at every step and a team that will always be by your side. We're ICCU. We're a credit union that has been helping members achieve financial success since 1940. In fact, we put member success first, one by one, year after year, for 85 years and counting. Now, we're here for you, Tucson. Join us, ICCU.
It may only be summer, but Arizona football can't get here soon enough.
Lozano got a hole inside the 40, jumps to the left of the 30, down to the 25 to the 20, still going.
Catch Kendrick Ricino and the Cats all season long, right here on Wildcats Radio 1290.
Get ready, Tucson. The Indoor Football League National Championship isn't just a game. It's an all-day celebration. It's all happening Saturday, August 23rd at the Tucson Convention Center for the Ultimate Football Showdown. The Vegas Nighthawks versus the Green Bay Blizzard. Kickoff at 7:30. The party starts early with their free championship tailgate from 4:15 to 6:15 p.m. Enjoy live mariachi performances, mascot appearances, and more.
Details at wildcatsradio1290.com.
The best place to get all the news and highlights of your Arizona Wildcats.
Swing and a miss. The Arizona Wildcats are going to Omaha.
We are Wildcats Radio 1290 KCUB Tucson, a Cumulus media station.